Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another wonderful Wednesday with Boston Blue Beat. We are bringing the UNI2 bracket today. My name is Sammy. With me, the one and only Tabby.
Thank you, Sammy, or should I say Garm, coming in for the wonderful Wednesday Boston Blue Beat UNI2 bracket. This is going to be a good one as well, as we're coming up. Some of our attendees that we have into this are actually people who are playing in the Grid Break exhibition, as well as maybe one of our production people is playing in it. And so a couple of those people actually entered the bracket to try to get some more reps and try to get some more familiarity with their characters. And it should be really exciting to see, at least for me.
No, it's definitely a very interesting time to have one of these brackets for that exact reason. A lot of, how to say, like, kind of just movement around uni right now, which is very nice, especially with the year kind of ending on I think was a pretty damn good year for UNI2, and some wonderful news for uni still being included in the next year of Evos. So, you know.
Yeah, that was like, I said this on Twitter. I'm surprised, genuinely. Like with the increased game lineup, it makes sense. But like, I was like, oh yeah, 2 years, that's about standard for games at Evo. We're good. We'll just focus on our own stuff. Yeah, I was happy. I was like, we're good, we're done. But now it's, hey, it's back. That's and Evo Japan again as well. So, but maybe knocking on wood, Arc World Tour next season for Uni. Maybe a point system. Maybe more qualifiers. maybe not just platinum events.
I would really appreciate that.
Yeah,
I would love that. Yeah. But it is really cool. I think it speaks to the consistency of this community, that it's like that it's something that you can count on year in, year out. And what's cool about it too is that I feel like at least from 2024 to 2025, I feel like what we saw is the average floor get raised for the competitive player.
Yes.
And I am excited to see what that looks like in 2026.
I also think one thing that has helped, and this is sort of akin with like the Grid Break and everything, is you're seeing a lot more people come from other games to be like, okay, I want to focus on this as my main title, right? Someone that I always like throw around is someone like Cherio, who is like more known within Strive and like the plus R side of things, but has really doubled down to be like, no, I want to be a Uni player, and this is the game that I'm going to be focusing on. So it's really exciting to see more people like that, and just like you said, the average skill floor of your player really coming up forward. Speaking of that, one of our players who's in which is going to be our stream match, Inventory, is one of those people that came into UNI2 as like basically a brand new player, right? I think maybe a little bit of Claire, but has really shown that they're like putting in the grind and putting in the work to get very, very solid.
Yeah, I mean, I think even in general, like, you would probably talk about most people who started with the scene start probably with UNI2, Claire being kind of a weird time in life for the uni scene. But it is really cool, because I think that this is one of those games where you can really see improvement from players just by them putting in the reps. And I think that's why like all the uni players are like sicko grinders, because they definitely see the value in repeating these interactions and getting that muscle memory down.
Yeah, it is. It's the running gag of like there's always two groups of people at the end of every fighting game major before they kick us out. And it's the Exerd players and it's the Uni players. And I notice a lot of like similarity in how there's the like same kind of grinder mentality that the both those scenes have.
Yep. I definitely feel the same way as somebody who's in both communities, that you'll definitely see it's the type of people who will like win grand finals and then go play a set right afterwards. Like, it's the winning the tournament is like just a byproduct of them trying to get better. The
tournament is an excuse for 400 people to fly to the same convention center to then play games for 72 hours straight.
Yeah, in retrospect, the bracket itself is like 4 to 8 hours of people's time.
Yeah.
It really is not that much game in comparison.
Yeah, but we're about to get a lot of gaming started here. Our players finally loading in. This should be Inventory versus Azure Undernight. Some Seth mirrors, which is not, I feel like something you don't see as common now, is definitely something that was a little bit more common like earlier in UNI2, but I think with some of the changes in the character spread, people have wanted to divvy up a little bit more. But right now, the players just getting it off with some very aggressive TRMs right at their own start.
Yeah, it's I'm still curious to see where Seth fares, because one of our resident Seth mains is kind of dual maining with Wagner right now. So I really am curious of where the character stands in this patch, and so far I think the character looks pretty good.
Yeah, I think he does a good strike throw him in game plan, right? Which is it has a meterless TP, which are two very solid things that you want in this version of UNI2.
Right.
But it's definitely missing maybe a little bit of that pizzazz that you see on some other characters. But Azure finally finding the big hit right here and should be able to kill if they want to choose to spend all the bar.
Yeah. You can probably go for, well, try to do it in a way where you can get the refund and still kind of greed it out, but unfortunately drop the ender, and it's gonna give inventory an opportunity here.
Yeah, and then goes for the dive reset as well, and tries to up back out, but inventory already prepared for it.
Yeah, good way to pull that back, and that's kind of nature of Seth. Character's got great Oki, so you don't really want to give him another chance.
Grab shield right there, but Azure, I think, gaining control of the match a little bit more, but some great green shields have been coming up from inventory to just space Azure out again and again and again, and now finally capitalizing on it.
That cycle though, Azure, so definitely gonna have to worry about that on wake up.
Yeah, but you also
spent.
Yeah, just raw 63 BCS right there. Didn't even want to spend the meter to try to use that as their way to get out right here in inventory, though. Gonna punish the spacing. Wasn't right, but a great recognition on the side swap right there. And Azure getting a good 5A start.
Yeah, we had that 200 meter. Didn't get to spend it. Gonna use the chain shift to kind of just see what's up. Use the super. Switches up the situation. Catches them on the way out. Inventory is able to clean it up.
Yeah. This is something I was talking before with inventory as someone, because Azure is someone who's obviously been playing the game for a while, right? But inventory being on that, having that like new gen kind of mindset is really willing to commit to some of those more risky options, right? Like you didn't see 66FF as much from most Seth players, but inventory is like, no, this is still a good mix-up tool. You can still make it work as long as you're not ready for it.
Right. It's definitely sort of an additional layer sort of thing that people have to worry about, and this is a character that definitely likes to pile on the mental stack, as we did get to see a bit of that right there, having to worry about Seth and got hit by the orb.
Yeah, got a little greedy trying to press out right there, but instead we'll just press on the quick little reset that was attempted to be coming through. So Azure now going to gain corner presence once again, but inventory does have CS if they want to hold it.
Nice. Once again, another time where inventory is used CS as a pause rather than a way to get out of a bad situation. I really like that use. Has been getting inventory a lot of damage on the board.
Yeah, had a risky up back right there. Could have gotten air unblockable, but Azure just going to go with the 63C on the ground. Close it out. Ooh, counter hit orb, but you're dead.
There you go. Good stabilization of the combo there. Just needs to clean it up. Oh, it's going to be a little short, but not too bad. Anything will do. Just got to find the hits. Oh, guard thrust towards the corner. Wait a minute. There's an opportunity. Another chain shift. But this time, it's going to be Azure pausing the time and looking for the kill.
Yeah, inventory, inventory is definitely playing at that layer of like, okay, you know that I know that you know kind of thing, which you've seen a couple times. I think Azure is just willing to commit to that layer one enough times that it circles back to beating those deeper options.
Nice. Doesn't get the full combo here. Just gonna use the chain shift. Doesn't get out of that situation though. Tried to kind of stabilize the moment, but Azure with 200 after the command grab, looking really good to close it out.
Yeah, couldn't find the U-Force function to be able to get some big nicks out of here. Good shields right there, and a great stagger with the 2A. Checked inventory, thinking that they were going to be going high. Should be able to close it out right at the very end.
Yeah, once again, just like an opportunity. Last time inventory had it, they were able to close it out. This time, unfortunately, wasn't able to. Kind of unfortunate that after the super, they kind of lost a lot of pressure. No meter, no resources. It was a bit of a difficult situation. But one more for the both of them to see who can clean up the set.
Azure, I think, really utilizing that tempo that they had from that last one, recognizing, okay, I understand what you want to be doing. I know that I want to grid break you. I want to keep mixing you up left and right over and over again, because as long as you just keep throwing out as many options, you can't cover them all. C grab coming out.
That's what I'm talking about. The ability that Seth can just constantly pile on the different mix-up opportunities makes it so difficult to figure out what he's going to do next. But inventory, once again, like game one, gets a chance at the last second.
Yeah, but a good 5A press right there to recognize the crossover was coming through. Azure getting those reads out, and now is putting themselves one step closer to winning.
Yeah, one of those confident 5A presses who make a great read on your opponent. And once again, inventory going to be able to get started here. We'll see if, I was about to say, the cycle is going to matter. Almost dropping that combo in a good way because they do get cycle and use it there for the hit.
Yeah, just 5BB right there, but not able to finish him closing out the round. Azure now just spacing out, and they're like, okay, I need to find an opportunity. Inventory did steal a force function charge right there, so might be able to compete if Azure wants to come in.
Nice. Oh, wasn't able to complete the combo there, but still has cycle, able to pick it up and turn the cycle over in their favor with 200 meter. There's definitely a chance here.
That was a crazy anti-air, but also inventory with the crazy reversal right there, having to spend all their bar to close it out. There's nothing left in their pockets at the beginning, but Azure will find the great micro walk 5A at the round, starting to catch him out.
Yeah, I'd like to see some meter use here early on. Try to give yourself a good position. Doesn't quite use it just yet. That grid break gonna help them guarantee the cycle.
Yeah, Azure, I think, really likes to save the meter for the corner because the mid-screen Oki allows them to tech out pretty far, and now gets to save it for big situations like this, which could have been crazy, but the up-back OS right there. Inventory now able to escape out and going to be able to drain most of that Veil off gauge, cost Azure all those resources.
Yeah,
now
but
is anyone's game.
Yeah, able to win cycle though, so gonna turn all of that back into meter. Veil off from the side of inventory, try to switch it up, but oh no, the orb is what's going to get the kill, and that is going to be it. Azure takes it 2-1.
This is how we know Inventory's becoming a seasoned undernight player. They were like, oh, you VO'd? Right, I can do that. I'll VO as well. Unfortunately, it did end up like costing them the round right there.
Yeah.
But that's literally just something I see what that happens on Uni at so many levels. It's just like, oh, you do this thing, I can also do this thing to immediately close it out.
Yeah, the immediate reminder that you have this option and wanting to use it, yeah, it becomes fresh in your mind. But good stuff nonetheless. It definitely goes down to the wire. One or two different decisions. We have a different set, so I like to see it. That was a good set.
Yeah. Inventory should be able to make a good run through the loser side as well, but Azure moving on forward to that top 16 qualifier. And I believe our next match we're going to be having up on deck is going to be... I'm not... It's Atari versus artthefool, so it should be Uzuki versus Gordo.
I'm trying to remember. I think we saw that not too long ago.
I see that regularly. It's called Seattle Locals. But yeah, it's an interesting matchup on paper because Uzuki is able to play at that mid-screen range that specifically Gord doesn't want to be in, right? Like right outside of that 4B 3C range.
Right.
So it'll be interesting to see how Art wants to pilot it. Atari, though, putting in the has really been putting in the work to really push this Uzuki character very, very far. So I'll be curious to see how they continue it.
Yeah, I'm really liking where Atari's been on this character. Definitely seeing some sometimes when I'm here on Boston Blue Jays that the flow looks really nice. But I think in matchups like this where it's like you tend to want to have the range benefit versus a lot of characters when you're Uzuki. There is ranges you have to be specifically in. You can't be too close, you can't be too far. So we'll see how this goes.
Yeah, but it's one of those things that if you can find hits like this to steal the entire turn and then be able to stay up close, you can be at very, very advantageous situations. But Art finding the 16 Reaper combo right here.
Let me tell you, somebody who's been playing this game since EL, it looks like a fake combo. It looks like some Rainbow Edition.
This is good. Combos in 2020X.
Yeah. But it's such a good combo because it's brain off. It does like almost 3K. Like it's so good.
You can even like be able to go for Smart Steer Ender at the end of it if you want to go into IW if you have that meter. It's like it's a very, very like it was a tool that when Gord got it, we were like, oh, I don't know how good this actually is, but it just actually helped stabilize some of his routes really, really consistently. C-grab connecting, though, going to stabilize the momentum that Art is having in this match right here. Forces a grid bust out from Atari.
Yeah, trying to get into that range. Uses the CS, doesn't get much out of it until the second Mortal Slide, and that should put them in a really good position here. Try to extend this combo for as long as possible, try to make the grid cycle work for them, and does so after the tackle, and that's going to be the kill.
Yeah, Atari is feeling very aggressive with their wake-up options, I feel. The amount of time that we've just been seeing Art go for like meaty dash force function, just dash 6-6C, just like, or just even just like standard meaties, and Atari looks like they're up backing or trying to like match out as a given situation. So I think they're recognizing, hey, if I'm on defense in this matchup, it's going to be a little bit scary, and that's why you're also seeing them go for the early 6-6B right there to try to find a big hit, and now lock Art down on the corner.
Just keeping that pressure going. CS, keep it going. Totsugeki left a gap in there. It's going to give them an opportunity to get a full combo off that special.
Gets the item toss as well. Poison applied, so this is where you want to be, especially when you find a big hit. It's going to be a lot of grid gained. And you should be able to spend the bar to kill, or saves it for one more mix right here with that CS, but we don't even need to get the grid break.
I like that throw too with his cycle behind it. Even if they tech it, you're able to CS and kind of balance out the post-tech situation afterwards. So good throw. I liked it.
Yeah, also good throw coming out from Art right there, getting the big run up as Atari just was going for crouch shield. So got grid broken and now getting locked down on the corner once again, trying to find opportunities to get out, but it's not enough.
Yeah, all right, gets the late tech. Oh, sees it. Oh, was already in the air. Gonna make it work with a steer ender. Side switches for their benefit as well. Atari with the pressure.
Yeah, but has had to use Guzuki right there to be able to try to get some kind of mix to happen, which actually swung the CS to go into Art's favor just enough. And now catching him out with that 2B as well, going to allow them to re-steal this round back towards their favor.
Yeah, once again, doesn't get the combo off of it, but always turned it into a reset. That should be the kill for Art. Gonna take most of that meter, or I should say, should take all of that meter going into possibly their final round.
Yeah, and now you see Atari trying to bring out some of those like deeper layered tools, right? It hasn't really been used in confident neutral, just knowing that, hey, there is a little bit of a risk behind it if the opponent's ready for it. But Art showing that they weren't ready for it right at the first interaction, and now gonna have to hold the rabbit, hold the overheads as they're coming through, but we'll see us through. Seagrim Reaper gonna connect.
I think you're okay with that if you're Atari, though. You know, meter spent, not a combo afterwards. This part hurts, though. You're going to be carried to the corner. Art's going to be here with 200 meter. Not going to spend any of it just yet. And tried to roll out and got caught on the way there.
Yeah, Art, like, trying to check with 4B, getting it turned into 6B as well right there to be able to catch him out. CS as well, keep yourself plus. And now you're back in that same situation, but cycle now going to be in Atari's favor, which is good for them.
Yeah. Oh, there you go. CS, see Totsugeki, gets out of the corner. Atari with 200 meter, there's definitely a chance here. Just needs to find that nice hit. Good tech. Spends it on plus frames, trying to find it. Great tech from Art. Great gold throw tech. Goal
oh my
on the fourth one. Persistence beats resistance. Art finds the last throw. Wait a minute.
Yeah, but it wasn't enough. Didn't spend the bounce on the corner. Will find the 2A Abare right there. The amount of times that 2A came out and connected it, and Art said, "No, I'm going to grab you. That is what I want to do."
Go to our players.mp3, I think. Unfortunately,
true. Just like you can, head over to www.twitch.tv/BostonBlueBeat online. Use that !matcherino command, and you can claim those codes as they're coming up. We still have 46 of them left. That is free money put into the prize pool, so please claim those while you can, as they're available. We appreciate it here at the booth. The players would appreciate it, as well as the team at Boston Blue Beat will always appreciate you claiming all those codes.
Yeah, we appreciate it. Thank you guys so much. Especially takes a couple of seconds, and players can't advocate for themselves right now, so I'll say from them, thank you guys for taking that moment.
So up next, we are going to have Sco Gla. I don't know if that's how you're supposed to pronounce it, but that's how we're going to go with it. Is going to be versus Lennox. Lennox being one of the, like we were talking about before, one of the people who are actually in Grid Break who entered this tournament. Someone who's been around Uni, I think, for a little bit, but is probably more known within the Grand Blue Fantasy Versus and like Blaze Blue side of things.
So yeah, and to some degree, you're always a little bit adjacent if you're playing those games. So it's nice to see Lennox go into it, and it's also really interesting, at least in Uni's perspective, to see what different types of players take to different or to Uni, because I think Uni is so unbelievably different from every other style of game that you just like to put yourself into Uni is to bring yourself, like, to bring your own set of skills that you learned from your main game into this one and try to at least mold it a little bit, if not try to meld it into what Uni tries to offer.
One of my favorite hobbies that I like to do when I'm just watching random match footage of like players I don't know is I try to go, what game did they play before? And you see that a lot. Like the one that I always call out is like Mr. B. When Mr. B was like first playing Uni, he would use Aurier's Low Crush as like a Smash Nair, essentially.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh yeah, I could tell that you were a Smash player, and like just like from that little thing, but it's so like minute that you have to like, and I always really appreciate it because you get to see these little pieces come out. Like there's a lot of people who are gear players that come over this, and you're like, oh, I can see where your aggression comes in. Or maybe some people who come from like Street Fighter who are exclusively trying to play that whiff punish game, which can work in some instances.
Yeah, it's and especially with Uni, I tend to think that a lot of the options in Uni are pretty strong. Like the Uni in general is a little bit more medium balanced weighted in terms of its options to other games. What I mean by that is, like, let's take something like City of the Wolves. You can lose like 50% off of one combo, but you'll lose about like what 5-10% off a throw maybe. Uni is a little bit different in the sense that, like, at least for now, you're losing about 40% of a combo, like on a throw, right?
Yeah.
And or on a DP, right? DPs do like 1800, throws do around 1600. I think to that sense, like, when things get weighted a little bit more differently, it kind of throws your perspective of how these options work. Like, let's say, quote unquote, a gear player, you know, as a gear player, like, throws to me are you know, defensive for the characters that I've played. You know, sometimes I use them offensively, but like generally speaking, the difference in weight for damage on combos for throws is vastly in the combos perspective, where it's not like that in Uni. Throws are so valuable in this game. So when you see that transition, you kind of have to rewire your brain a little bit when it comes to this game.
Absolutely. Yeah, it's always, like I said, it's always interesting to see. So I hope we get to see more of that crossover, see more of those people try to bring in their own ideologies as they're coming through. But if you want to see some of that, this weekend, Saturday, Grid Break is having their round robins for all their different events that are going to be happening over on twitch.tv/itsyost. So please make sure to check that out. There's going to be a lot of names that you like have definitely recognized if you're in the Uni scene, but also within the greater FGC scene. Like there's some cool things. Diaphone's playing in it. I was kind of surprised. I was like, oh, okay, cool. We got a big dog in here.
Yeah,
I mean, a lot of really cool action.
It's really cool to see this. Not only is it just like sort of piggybacking on the Say Jam Slam idea, but I think that this sort of thing, at least with Uni, there's a lot of I think that there is a lot of, how do I say this, like demystifying that's like necessary, and when you take it from like good players or players who are studied, it can help that process a lot. Stuff that we had to learn either through learning it with the meta, as in like learning it with the players as they're learning it as we're doing commentary and stuff like that, or we just learned because we've been, you know, we played this game like for a while now, and now it's like, okay, this is just second nature to us. But to somebody who's coming into the game, like, it might be something that's really odd. You know, the ideas of like how, you know, like I said before, like how throws weighted, how to play the game on 2 levels with grid, playing it versus the opponent. Like, these things can definitely throw a newer player for a loop. So it's nice to have coaches to help you along with that.
Yeah, absolutely. Especially the caliber of coach that we have right there. We have people ranging from like our literal Evo champion to some of our seasoned like hyper character specialists in those roles. So you get a lot of different like strengths and weaknesses that potentially come out. But speaking of things that are coming out, it looks like we are going to be moving past our sco gla and Lennox match and going to be moving into LuFL versus Wish.
So yeah, Byakuya versus Phonon. This one, we get to see this matchup at the highest level for the players who obviously have these for the people who play these characters, because we have a few Phonons and we have a few Byakuyas, but it's one of those where it's like you're both trying to get started, but you both have different sort of goals in terms of how to approach it. So Phonon trying to play at that mid-level range, trying to stay away from things like 4B and not get hit by 2C. Meanwhile, Wish on Byakuya find their way in, try to stay in for as long as possible.
But it's also like we were talking about players bringing in sort of their own ideas of what they want to be doing on every character and how you can make it work. LuFL is like the prime example of that. Yeah. He plays a lot more of an aggressive Phonon. You're already seeing it right here. Wants to stay a lot more of those up close ranges because that's where he finds to be more comfortable, and you're already seeing it start to work off for him.
Yeah, very much more airborne, I would say. Something you might not expect from Phonon, considering she has some of the longest range buttons in the game. So definitely a different change of pace from what you might see as you seeing LuFL just getting everything on Wish. And without a DP, it tends to be quite hard to deal with Phonon's pressure up close like that as they're able to close it out.
Yeah, you really have to know, like, okay, how do I shield you pressing air buttons in this situation, and knowing that it's like, how do I actually capitalize on it? Because not everything she does is punishable in the area if you shield it. And I think LuFL getting a lot of advantage of that early on in this set, of maybe a lack of familiarity against Phonon, which is fine. She's not as popular of a character anymore as she used to be.
No. But here's, I would say, Byakuya activated 200 meter, so just needs to find that hit, be able to get that game started, and Wish just looking for that moment patiently right now, but gets sniped on the second 3C. LuFL finding once again that moment to strike.
Yeah, you saw them trying to preemptively throw some 3Cs, but LuFL just kept playing that keep away game that Phonon can do. Good blocks on the overhead, gonna get clipped by the overhead fireball at the very end. Oh, that's so unfortunate. That's so unfortunate.
I swear to God, that's not something you'll see versus the average Phonon player.
Yeah.
So, it's one of the, you got to play the player. It's definitely a part of the game. So good stuff. LuFL keeping the pressure, kept it going. Wish had probably one opportunity with that 200 meter and just couldn't find that hit.
Yeah, and it's also hard. Like, LuFL does a really good job of always staying outside of guard thrust range once the opponent has that 100 meter, right? Because a lot of people are just really wanting to press it against Phonon because she has to her buttons are long animations, right? So you can just kind of like take the block stun and then get out of there. And she can't do too much out of it unless she baits you out with like a 5C, quick 5C 2A rebeat kind of thing, right?
Yeah.
Which, though, I think needs to turn the aggression up just like this a little bit more to be able to close that distance potentially into their favor. But right now, LuFL is just getting their game plan to work out yet again.
Yeah. However, Wish just win the first cycle of this second game here, so definitely helps a little bit. Sees them in the air, but not going to matter too much versus Phonon, able to change her air action or air trajectory quite often. And LuFL finds another hit. Super to add towards the end here, gets the Oki.
Good air block on the air buttons right there with that stand shield, right? That's something that's so important to be able to do in UNI2 to be able to capitalize on some of this. And now Web Oki 1-2. Do we have the third? We do. We're good to go. And LuFL gonna get hit immediately.
I wonder if they tried to wake up CS. That's a pretty common strat versus Webs, but doesn't have it this time around. Wish gonna use it. Come on. It's like the first round that you started winning, and you just start tweaking out. All right, be my guess.
All right, sets it up one more time. Just gonna be going for the concentrate right there, and finds the throw. That's also like you had the kill right there. You could have just done like your smart seer combo to kill other in the web, but you're like, nah, I'm gonna grid break throw you right at the very end.
Side note, I'm always pretty impressed with people who can move their stick that fast and accurately, because I cannot. Like
hitbox players, it's just two buttons. It's just two buttons.
Gross.
You forget.
I do forget.
The future is now old, man. And LuFL's trying to change the future from that last round. We're trying to get a repeat of what we saw in that game 1.
There you go. That's a kind of a change the future. It's just a little bit farther from her. BDP just tried to find something there. Wish does, unfortunately, get met up in the air. LuFL with another hit.
Does still have Celestial proc right here, so that CS on the 236C is going to build back all your meter and then some a little bit with that recovery. 6xp going to get blocked out. Try to catch him overhead, but the web will connect.
Yeah, and in this position here, does it spend on super towards the end? I'm actually quite surprised because they were very close to 200, and that's going to give LuFL the opportunity to put themselves at set point.
The call on this match really seems to be who's able to get their momentum going first, right? Because now that we're seeing Wish find this first hit, has all the meter in the world in the palm of their hands right here. So we're going to see a mid-screen web set, though, at the edge of the corner. You're going to push it back. No, LuFL just back techs out, but he get clipped by the 6xc.
That does get the full combo off of it. He does get rid of the other... Oh, no, I thought they got rid of the other web. VO, no punish. Still in that veil off, though, because they're going to get that super. Gets out of the corner. LuFL with a lot of blocks. Anti-aired by the 2-2C and the pickup from Wish.
Yeah, going for the coast-to-coast routing as well. Doesn't have the web Oki, so LuFL gonna find the stand shield, though. And pops that CS immediately, so just spent VO. Yeah, let's get it all back.
UNI2, baby. Oh, God. Oh, still gets the cycle, though. Wish gonna spend it right there. Takes their turn. Trying to close it out before LuFL gets the opportunity to use that 200. 100 spend right there. Tried to snipe. Stayed in the air long enough to avoid the 2-2C. And LuFL finds another hit. No meter, though. Gonna get the CS or the Vorpal here, but gonna need one more hit.
Yeah, the CS is pretty important right here because LuFL can try to create some mix-up opportunities now. Trying to 6-2-3B out of there, but the web's going to get cleared, and one geyser at the very end will allow LuFL to close it out and take the set 2-0.
No meter, no CS, BDP, just perfectly spaced at the right moment. LuFL able to clutch it out.
Yeah. So, you know what I've realized? With this, that is the third Wish name that plays Undernight. Because there's Wish with the 1. So there's the fourth. Sorry, because there's OG Wish, there's Wishy, there's Wish with the 1, and then there's this Wish.
Is this the new Wing Zero?
It's the new Shine.
it's the new Shine. Oh God. That's good. That's good. Yeah, every generation of fighting games need that one handle that everybody has.
Yeah. And you can see the handles of all the wonderful coaches and players in Grid Break with these wonderful slides that we have up on screen. You know, everybody taking their excellent photos, including Gravy Jones. Just him hitting the vape on that photo. I was like, okay, yeah, that's perfect.
Oh God. Yeah, it's there's not only him but also Barbar, which has been really fun to watching.
Yes.
Them again. The Gravy's been playing Uni for a bit, but I mean, just the coming from my perspective of watching other +R players go into the game, it's pretty. I love watching it because it's another mechanic heavy game that plays really fast. And at least from what I've seen, it seems like Barbar's really enjoyed the game so far, and I think that's fun to see.
It's always good to see people come through and be like, oh wait, no, Uni actually is sick. I do want to keep playing it.
Yeah.
Just as we're keeping the tournament going, we got Toast up now. We'll be playing against Art the Fool. Art we already saw earlier with that Gordo. Toast though now playing Izumi, which I feel like really makes sense for their playstyle.
Yeah. I feel like their transition, or at least, you know, maybe the addition, I should say, of Izumi to their kit is worked out really, really well. They definitely feel like they've slipped in, like, just essentially a new glove. But the bigger difference, I think, even though playstyle, is that losing some of that defensive prowess that Hyde had. And we'll see how that plays out, as we did get a delay from Art. Gonna be able to keep the pressure going. Baits out the CS really nicely here and keeping that pressure heavy on Toast.
Yeah, with good recognition recognition on the run-up right there. Going to be able to find the throw tech out. Allows you an EX bubble to recontrol neutral, but the 5B hitting, not able to combo afterwards, but we'll still find the 2B counter hit. That should be enough for Art to take round one. Art did, I need to talk about that anti-air combo that Art did, where they messed it up, but then we're like, wait, I can just use 2C to restabilize it at the beginning of that first round. I was popping out of my chair when I saw that.
Yeah, it's one of the wonderful things about Uni is the combo, or at least I should say French bread combos, just offer that sort of ability. It's great.
Yep.
Gets the throw in the corner. That's that high gameplay that we know and love, but Azumi gonna be able to set up great Oki off of this setup.
Double bubble time, great up back right there to be able to pop the bubble early and then be able to land in time. Gets the block, gets the punish right there. Gonna get DP'd out though as he's just going for meaty 5B, but that does not matter. We 2-2C back into the corner.
Yeah, it's the thing that we mentioned a couple of weeks ago. It's like the one big problem with Azumi's DP is that not only does it do a lot of damage like some other DPs do, but also it just doesn't give you very good plus frames either. So it's just not that much of a deterrent as it compared to, like, let's say Lene or Tide or something like that.
Yeah, it's definitely one of those that, like, you can't use it as a reversal unless it's, like, in those guaranteed situations because of some of those drawbacks it has, as well as, like, not being able to use it if you have fish out already.
Yeah. But being able to get the hit off of the bubble setup here, gonna need one more after this one, and Art's waking up with CS. Oh my god!
No, they're waking up with 6-6FF right there.
Oh, finds the seek of man grab. Gonna take the first game.
Oh, that was so smart. Recognizing Toast's autopilot and then just using overhead fish for the plus frames to try to regain control space or like corner space, and going,
Yeah.
no, I'm gonna sim through it.
That's one of the wonderful things about Uni. Just oh, you think that I think? Oh, you bet.
just reached into the lobster tank, said, I want to eat that one, and grabbed it out.
Oh, the type of sicko Gordo players, absolutely. What do you mean?
Yeah.
They won't point to it. They just hand it to the chef. They walk into the back kitchen. Back in the kitchen, sees the chef, 6-6 force functions him. I want to eat this one.
Yeah. Let's lock him down once more. Toast, though, having some great shields to push him out of the corner and gain some of that grid back and get a grid break.
Using that wonderful range on 2A as Toast tries to run up for some pressure. Doesn't get the full combo here. Toast will get a throw, pushing towards the corner. Bubble, CS, just trying to get some pressure going. But Arts has some good defense here and finds the punish.
Yeah, this should be some good conversion as well. Getting the sim ender, so they have to hold all this. It's coming through. Unfortunately, dash throw is not close enough right there. Just outside of the range, and Toast can take advantage of that. We'll have all the meter on the planet, but chooses not to spend it as they know they can't get up close with the 6-6C. Waving high all the way to the corner.
Yeah, and that's such a good option, too, because not only do you have the ability to kill off of this, but it baited the throw really, really well. Good stuff, Toast, able to put themselves on the board here, trying to extend that set.
Yeah, really good recognition on like knowing exactly how to extend that combo with the CS as well, to not have to spend the 200. So still has a bunch on deck, but Art does not let that get to them. Doesn't let these throws come out either, and Toast tries to throw once more, but the Assault JC coming out.
Art's had some pretty good success on these rethrow gambits. It's been quite interesting. Oh, okay.
Had it, but unfortunately was just not ready to press the button at that time. I think they thought they were going to be getting hit by the EX bubbles right there, but instead Toast's going to regain this corner pressure, gets thrown one more bubble bobble.
Were you big on Bubble Bobble?
Dude, I still like Bubble Bobble.
This game's awesome. I definitely many a nickels for the people who remember what that was. Rest in peace. That was my go. Oh god, alright, gotta get that next hit here. I think it's still gonna be short with 200. Yeah, just gonna make it sure that we're safe here. Maybe be able to cheat it out guard thrust, being able to get out of that corner, but that's it for the meter for Toast. And gets away from the C command grab.
Yeah, but not able to punish it because they had to commit to the backdash option instead of jumping up into the air, so still gives Art a chance, still has a bunch of meter on deck. CSM gonna connect though, reaching all the way across the aisle. And Art putting themselves once again back on match point.
Reached over the Chipotle window.
Yeah, let me get extra guac on that.
Just full grabbing the fajita. Oh god. All right.
When they don't put enough meat on it, sometimes you got to reach over and add it yourself.
True. Shrinkflation's real. Oh no, this is gonna be all celestial damage too. Oof.
Yeah. And there's gonna be more celestial damage right here off the overhead. Only during the full of the state, so only 300 damage extra added. Smile.
There you go. Oh, we're out.
Oh my goodness, dude. Art's like at a 90% success rate off of CSM. It's scary.
It's oh god, and should be able to close it out here at least with CVO.
Yeah.
3 buttons. Okay, well, make sure.
I think it's pretty stable to do that, but like the only other, I was thinking like do like 5V steer ender here just to guarantee it, because Azumi IW is weird. I think it doesn't hit with like all CVO pops.
Oh,
because it's like Seth IW where it doesn't go to like the top of the screen. If I understand correctly.
Right. Okay, that makes sense. I am a serial thrower, so I am always afraid of adding an extra bit. I am a big fan of 3 buttons. Oh god.
You got to practice though. You got to practice when 3 buttons isn't enough.
That's like Koski. It's always enough.
Toast is showing it's enough to just keep running your game plan in the corner. Once they got Art locked down, bubble set. Let's see what their game plan is to get out of it. They're just going to be holding it. They're going to be taking the throw, though. And this is that scary thing with the Azumi throw combo. She gets a lot out of it and can just re-loop that bubble situation should she want to.
Yeah, CS is right before the cycle is up as well, making sure that Art doesn't get it. Still in a good position here, able to close it out. Absolute control in the corner once they got that combo. Toast has flipped it up and is now on set point.
Yeah, but okay. Art, once again, getting that confidence that we saw in the last set that they played, where it's like, I just got to run up throw sometimes. You have to put them on that layer. You have to sim them down. You have to go for the stagger 2As, force them to make a scary decision that you can use for your advantage. Goes for the infinite right here. Now just staggering 5As, 4B, not gonna be close enough for Azumi DP. Kamone, are you watching?
Oh god, her DP sucks. Oh, it's so bad. But her throws are pretty good.
She just doesn't have one. She's a DP-less character. Let's just go with that.
I think it's better to think of her that way. I'll be honest with you. But
I agree. But don't tell the Azumi players that.
All right. Oh, come on. I had more of the theme to sing. All right. Oh, gonna get another hit here. Does have CS minded. Gonna build the 100 meters, so can go for the setup if they want to. No, gonna hold on to it. Gonna use it here. CS first. Gets the throw. Tries the shimmy, but how does he reach that far? What do you mean?
Bro, he's got the wingspan of a condor.
And Toast is able to close it out. Oh god, Victor Wembanyama command grab. God damn, dude.
All right, excellent stuff from Toast, though, able to close out that side. But it's always the worry against Gord players, because they're like, what if I'm just right like one more time? What if I'm right one more time? Just like, you can head right over to the Matcherino, !Matcherino, claim all those codes. We got 33 left. Just post this in main Unicorn and say claim these codes. They'll all be gone. I guarantee you it.
Yes. Just while we have a second, yeah, make sure to claim those codes. We'd really appreciate it. Thank you guys so much. I'm sure the players would too. It's the problem with Gord is that there's like this dichotomy that exists between the Gord player base, where it's like, this is a very interesting, intricate character where you have these two ranges where they affect strongly control, and I have to work my way into getting into these positions. And then there's the other side where it's just like, fuck it, we ball, fuck it, we ball, fuck it, we ball. And they're both equally scary. That's the problem.
But it's being able to have that yin and yang of being able to weave in between it, and that's why someone like Kyo is such a good Tsurugi player, because it's that same kind of idea that you have to have, right? You can't just be screw it, we ball the entire time. You have to be like, okay, I'm gonna play patient, I'm gonna wait a little bit We'll see if that one dude can be able to continue that kind of game plan, because they'll be having to bring out that Gordo versus sco gla's Phonon, who we haven't gotten to see on the stage just yet, but we will be seeing it here in our top 8 winner side qualifier.
Yeah, more to the hold of Gordo trying to get into that range. They want to be in this position right up in Phonon's face. You can see trying to re-pressure constantly, maybe just a round one, trying to see where sco gla is going to press, but does find the rusty nail, and that should be a good start.
Yeah, was still able to secure that cycle as well with the risky backdash at the end of that first cycle as it was coming up, but sco gla doesn't let anything that just happened to them get to them. Able to find the hit, able to lock them down. CS coming through, we'll get that 2-2C. Just find the extra little pickups that we need with these Reapers.
The last Reaper is such a spit on your grave. Like, does he need to do the last one? CS, nice, catches him in the air. Whoa, dash FF. Oh my god, holding down back at the perfect time for the 2P. That one dude able to take the first round.
Yeah, excellent stuff from them. Getting these early reads, trying to get a feel for what sco gla wants to be doing. But we'll see, what it looks like when it's their turn to shine. They be able to lock down the corner, finds a delay meaty right there. As soon as that one dude, I think, tries to dash walk their way out or up back their way out. But sco gla going to be locking them down once again. Gains the cycle and just goes for stagger 2A.
Yeah, but just a little bit of a stagger on their combo. Great hit confirmed so far from sco gla, being able to do these simple meaties and get full combos off of them. But cycle gonna, oh no, after the grid change from the C command grab, able to steal the cycle at the last second.
Yeah, that one did showing once again there, knowledge of that Gordo. Unfortunate situation. I don't think it worked out how they wanted it to, but it's going to work out. Team sco gla here, taking that round right at the very end with the 6FF.
Is this a pro or anti Phonon FF stream? I have to know before I say what I'm going to say.
I'm a neutral third party. I'm the Switzerland of Phonon FF.
Okay, rare footage of Phonon FF actually being useful. There you go. Nice. Oh, plus frames. Whoa, just lets the Mortal Slide Rock afterwards and gets the run up throw once again. Just get the full combo off of it. Sco gla able to switch it up. Now has the corner positioning. Oh, one more time.
Right, to control that once more. But sco gla immediately popping that Celestial for that CS might end up costing them because they already had a bunch of meter on deck, so they're not going to get a big reward off of it. We'll pop that CS once again just for that screen freeze to be able to find that 2B connection right there.
Yeah, cycle's about to be up though, so CDP doesn't do the jump back, just keeps it nice and simple, doesn't confirm that 2A either, and that's been working pretty consistently. BDP install keeps the pressure going.
Yeah, that one dude though doing a good job of just recognizing the situations to shield at the very end, be able to steal that cycle. Is looking to try to steal it once again, but we'll just get it with these shields, wanting to make sure that they have full cycle control whenever they can.
Runs up into the space, uses that CS once, they're up close, and that one dude has an opportunity to close out the game. No, not quite. Well, it was always a setup. Gonna get a sim and take the first game.
Yeah. Excellent stuff right there. We'll see if they can sort of keep that same game plan going through. I feel like that one dude's gourd is very I don't know what to say about like exactly what you want to be doing, but it's just making sure that you can get yourselves into those situations, which is always the hardest part, right? Like they're finding spaces like that where it's like, cool, I'm at the tip range of Mortal Slide, this is gonna work. Yeah. I'm able to guarantee these shields at the end of these cycles, or find these throws to push me in just a little bit further to make sure that they always have cycle. It's very clinical. That's the word I was looking for right here. But sco gla needs to be bringing something out to try to control the menace.
Oh, doesn't quite get the combo, but was able to CS to back it up. It just happened to hit. That means that one dude able to get a full combo and a kill without meter, now putting themselves at some point.
See what they can do. Just goes into C Mortal Slide right there to keep those plus frames. Good shields from sco gla, just trying to space it out, trying to gain the cycle where they can. But the Assault JC's gonna hit, and if that one dude chooses to end it early to concentrate, they could have stolen the cycle, but sco gla gonna take it. We're gonna get hit because of it.
just that's the second time where it's just like a timing to be at the perfect moment, but gonna get the CDP, does try to switch it up once again. A roll after that situation, that one dude out of the corner.
Gonna get clipped though with backdash. You know, rare footage of Gordo backdash getting hit.
Yeah, just let it rock afterwards. Run up once again. VO gonna pretty much guarantee the cycle, especially after that. A little late on there. Tried to steal that combo with a very oh my god. Okay, relax. And the right punish. Good job.
Didn't get a star underscored today, sco gla. Oh, finding the big delay right there as well. It's gonna be great for them to try to turn the tides of this match.
One more opportunity with all the resources necessary to extend the set for a little bit longer. Is able to find the hits and the kill, and gonna take that 200 going into one more set point for that one dude.
Yeah, this is what sco gla needed. They needed to find these opportunities to smell blood on the water and be like, okay, what are you not comfortable with? How do I capitalize on it? But that one dude being like, okay, I gotta, you know, go that balls to the wall style that we were talking about before the set with Gordo. Sometimes you just have to, you know, Beyblade, let it rip.
Yeah, I mean, that one dude's been able to close that space really, really well. And I think that's been the hardest part for sco gla. But that one time, that 3C went a little bit awry, and sco gla getting the punish and the side switch. Oh, no! Nothing afterwards.
I think they thought that they would build to 100 meter quicker to be able to buffer it and still come out, but unfortunately it wasn't enough right there. And gonna get thrown once more. Sco gla coming back from the jaws of defeat to tie it up 1-1.
Very confident run up throw there too. I mean, after all of the pressure, and we've seen that one dude willing to press, do some funky options in order to throw their opponent off kilter a little bit, and just the confidence to run up throw there for the kill. So yeah, a little bit more lease on life here.
Creeping edge right there to get through in case they were just trying to continue to press any buttons is a pretty interesting decision. It ends up working out for that one dude. Comes up close, tried to utilize those fake plus frames, but sco gla ready for the Ibarra 2A right there.
Oh, gets the force function. This is going to be really good. Gonna be able to get some good damage here. Cycle still in favor of that one dude. You see sco gla's keeping it in mind.
Trying to a sim where they think a fireball, or Rusty Yell where they think a fireball's coming out. They still delayed enough, finds the Sea Reaper to connect it, and the Assault JC, but it wasn't quick enough for that cycle to convert over to them. So sco gla gonna still have that on deck in this situation. Just pops it immediately, plus frames. Now we're just backing up, trying to figure out, like, what are you gonna do? What are you gonna bite on? A back to sea fireball.
There you go, able to stabilize the combo a little bit high up, so it could have dropped. Has an opportunity here. A lot of meter to work with too. But that cycle almost in that one dude's favor.
Like these shields, just knowing like, hey, I can just get Celestial right here. I can guarantee myself the next hit as long as I'm able to connect.
Able to find the hit still. You saw sco gla holding back until that one dude made a mistake and took advantage of it. Now the one on set point.
Yeah. Oh, misses the timing to be able to get the super big plus frames off of install right there. But that one dude still gonna get hit. Still is forced to VO and go to sim. Just uses as much time as possible. Do it again. No, 2C trying to catch him up backing, trying to catch him, not being ready. But sco gla always ready for it.
Finds a meaty once again. That's going to be a good starter as well, especially with the install still ticking out. Flashbang goes low after a little bit of a delay. Has cycle to boot. Is that going to be enough?
Will pop CVO6FF into the IW. I don't think it's enough. Yeah, UNI2 health at this stage of the game. Good backdash out. So that one dude has to make a lot of things go right into their favor early on, and they cannot get hit once.
And even these little chips are going to matter, going to make it so that any little hit's going to be able to do it, and catches the backdash with the fireball. Sco gla completes the whole turnaround, takes it 2-1.
Yeah, excellent. From getting like perfected from the first rounds that they were playing against that one dude to all the way coming back with like perfects of their own. Excellent stuff. And I think really just it took a little bit to get those right reads onto exactly what that one dude's wanting to be doing, right? Like you saw them be like, oh, okay, so you keep backdashing after these same situations. I'm just going to start always throwing 3C or Fireball because it will catch you just no matter what you do. And that one dude kept falling into that again and again and again towards the later portions of the set. And unfortunately, I think that's what really caused the tides to turn into sco gla's favor.
It took a little bit, and I think that there was a couple of really clutch patient plays from sco gla, just being able to wait a little bit longer. I think that any situation where you feel like that the opponent has how do I say, like, F it, we ball options, you know, you have to be a little bit more patient than you want to be, and sometimes that, like, it's like a bar that's like building up in your head, right? You're just constantly trying to, like, I have to do something eventually, but this person at any point can just like let a BDP rip and then cancel an immortal slide, and I have to just like wait until that happens or wait for them to whiff something, and that sort of patience is what takes rounds for you.
Yes, yeah, you saw that really work into full effect over the course of the game. So excellent stuff from sco gla. Gonna be sitting themselves in that winners semis side of top 8 to be fighting Toast as that comes through. But we have our last winners side top 8 qualifier match happening. We're gonna have Bolstruck versus Azure Undernight.
So this should be, oh god, this is Nanase and why is my brain, and Seth, and so yeah, this one is a little interesting. This is two characters that can move around a lot, and I feel like a lot of the times when I see this matchup, I see the Seth kind of like up back until they're happy, because, but it's a little bit, it's not as easy because of the way that the fireballs work. Nanase can kind of toss fireball, walk forward, basically wait until they get the Seth in the corner. So it's definitely like a timer thing in some degree.
Yeah, Bolstruck I know has been playing a lot of Uzuki on and off over the past, like basically since she came out. And I think that's who Bolt's going to be rocking with today. I think it's a character that they've been finding very, very fun to play. So we should be seeing it here versus Azure's Seth as it comes on through.
This one, I'm not so sure about. I just feel like that maybe it's a little bit scary because of the defensive options that Uzuki has. So we'll see how that one goes.
I think it's another match similar to what we've seen in a couple of ours before. Of it's very momentum heavy, right? Like I know I've been saying that a lot because that's how I think I just have some of these like net play grinders really like to play this game. But this matchup in particular, the Uzuki has to kind of get on a roll pretty early and force options that the Seth player can't deal with again and again. But if Azure is just able to loop this kind of situation again and again, Bolstruck has to find the right reads, have to find the opportunities to get out, and shielding is one of those, but Azure with the patience to go for the delay 5A anti-air right there.
Chain shift, tried to see what's up, stalled their time a little bit in the air with the C fireball. I like that quite a bit.
Grounded footsies game, by the way.
Oh god, maybe at some point, but no longer. Oh god.
Just like Bolstruck's no longer blocking the right side right there. Azure goes for the cross-up break with Seth right there, taking a perfect round number 1.
Yeah, I just generally feel like that Uzuki kind of prefers characters that want to run at her or want to play at range rather than characters that kind of get to jump around like a crazy person and kind of avoid that ground mess that she can use.
Yeah, if she's able to, you know, get the right reads, be like, okay, I'm gonna play air superiority against you and force you to play at her level, she starts having a lot more success. But this is what, like, we were talking about right before at the beginning, right? If Bolstruck is just able to loop these good Oki situations again and again, it's gonna be very advantageous for them. Bomb them top, recognizing, hey, you're gonna green shield to get out of here, and I'm gonna say you're dead.
Oh yeah. Great meaty with the dash B as well. One of Uzuki's great tools and able to keep people down and make them stay honest. Tries to roll through there. Does find the hit afterwards though. So definitely really big here, especially with the cycle almost turning over in Bolstruck's favor.
Yeah, the Stuff right here. Good blocks coming from Bolstruck. Had a green shield, which I don't think is what they were looking for. But a good air-to-air.
Yeah, using that really nice hitbox on jump B to be able to make sure they hit Seth no matter where they're at around them.
Yeah, double item as well, sending the rabbit out to try to catch him, but Azure just wants to stay in the skies. Finds another big throw.
Yeah, opportunity here. Nice throw tech from Bolt. Well, gets a VO. I like that, especially to just randomly above your air. That's going to answer most of the options.
Yeah, that is something that is like pretty distinct for this matchup. Is there's a lot of stuff that you can do versus Azuki that's like, oh, you're supposed to DP out of it, but Seth DP's horizontal and not vertical, so it doesn't cover the same ranges. So you actually have to go for some more system mechanic offerings like that VO right there. But Bolstruck is just going to systematically open Azure up at the very end right there to take game number 1.
Yeah, able to turn it around, and definitely, as you mentioned, the momentum being a massive aspect of how the matchup's going, especially considering, you know, both characters, as you're mentioning, have to deal with the opponent's offense quite in a real way. So went back to the menu though, see if we get a character select change.
Yeah, sometimes I'm always a big fan of icing your opponent out, right? Like take those 60 seconds that you're allotted in every single game and just do it where you can. But we're going to take those 60 seconds, move on over to the character select screen and pick Ogre.
A little bit scarier on the offense, but like I mentioned before, Azuki is a character that kind of wants you to hold forward versus her. So in that way, maybe a little bit more one-dimensional in the approach, but the Oki will be a little bit stronger, I think.
I think something that you're going to start seeing a lot more with Ogre, and you're already sort of seeing it with what Azure's doing, is you're actually playing him a lot more defensively nowadays. It's something that Foxoff has really like pushed forward with the game plan of Ogre, is you basically just find opportunities of, can I TK Fireball you, or can I Lariat my way in to be able to close those distances, or find big opportunities for you to mess up and punish you accordingly. We'll get the side swap though with Bomb set onto there. Bolstruck going to find the backdash 2C to be able to get the party turning into their favor, but the thing with Ogre is if they get one hit and they throw you into the corner, you are asking to be put into a very dangerous situation.
Yeah, gonna get the throw here. Item toss, meaty 5B, always was a tick throw. One more time, gonna let the bomb rock, steals an item. Very nice CDP, gets out of that pressure.
Oh, and finds a big grid break with the Air Assault JC right there. Should be able to bring you coast to coast. No, we'll just keep it mid-screen. Oh, was looking for the grab ender to side swap, but it's not going to work, so we'll just DP out and say it's fine.
They're able to close it out still. Look pretty good there. Game plan so far working out for Azure. But, oh, nice. Shield and punish. Very good. Gonna be able to get started here. Overhead, plus frames.
Going low, catching him with the flip follow-up right there. Generally an unsafe option, but recognized that Bolstruck was gonna want the green shield out of that situation, so knew that they get the grid break, but now you're forced to just hold this coffin.
Yeah, once again, Azure kind of not respecting Bolstruck on the first Oki situation. Meaties have worked out quite well, but CS CDP gets out of the corner, so horizontal, goes so far after the hit.
Oh, good space Lariat right there to be able to stay plus, and the delay right there to catch him for Sitotsugeki. Couldn't get it to work, so we have to pop that force function. Lock you down once more. Fireball not going to connect on a delay tech right there, but it's fine. We go low.
Yep, able to close it out. It is a... I do like that we're kind of just closing the gap immediately, as you mentioned. Just like Lariat in, try to not let Bolstruck get those big buttons out ahead of time. But there's moments where Azure's like, you know, like in that situation, Azure's trying to create the situation to make that moment happen first, and is getting hit sometimes. That time it's like, just sent it, just want to go in.
Yeah, and you know, that it's that equilibrium that we've been talking about through this whole tournament. Just sometimes you have to say, you know, screw it, we ball. Finds a DP after the CS as well, blocking the Sitotsugeki, but unfortunately green shielded the last hit, so not only did it space him out too much, but did not give him the plus turns to be able to punish it, which is going to allow Bolstruck to even up these life totals.
A good ender from Bolstruck too, giving them the opportunity to concentrate for the cycle, but easy come, easy go, gets grid broken afterwards, able to find the hit. Woo! Okay, that was sick. There was like 3 side switches in that combo. That was awesome.
Oh, CS after B punches. Yeah, good shield right there. That was what we saw Azure dealing with before. But now 6C after the C-Totsugeki punish right there. It should be enough if you want to spend all the meter on the planet to guarantee it. But we'll just go C punches right here.
Yeah, good situation with CS. It's a little greedy there. Tried to go for that throw once again, but wasn't able to do well after the CS opportunity. Bolstruck able to close it out. Now set point.
And Bolstruck just holding stand shield right there is actually like a huge, or Azure just holding stand shield right there is a huge read for Bolstruck, that they can just recognize that they can put themselves in that same situation and just immediately cancel out a flight and now get these free grid breaks. Should this set go on for one more game longer, but they're trying to close it out right now with that up back hit.
Great confirm, by the way, using the rest of the VO on that super. Wasn't able to get a nice knockdown as they're going to take advantage with their own meter.
These combos are unfortunately always resetting Azure back to the mid screen, but hey, bomb set go low, still going to end up working out for them, and this should be enough for them to tie it up. It is anyone's game.
Similar meter on both sides, definitely important for the first person to get started here. This first cycle is going to be big as Azure spends his first set of meter on plus frames and doesn't get anything out of it.
Yeah, but does find a 5C as Bolstruck tries to go to the skies to catch, I think, TK Poison or something of the like. But once again, these combos consistently resetting you back to the mid screen is not what you want to be seeing on Ogre.
Fireball tries to chase it down, spaced perfectly for Boltstruck, who once again has had that on lock. Azure gonna get cycled though, and test 200 meters, so definitely still a decent position. See, gonna get into the pump too, almost got the combo off of it.
Just reversal 2-2-BC right there into the CS for Azure to try to keep themselves safe, but Bolstruck goes low once again, able to secure the cycle off of this hit as well. This is very dangerous, Azure. You only have one touch, one opportunity. JACS will be what Bolstruck uses to close it out, taking the set 2-1.
Using the doll as a cover, hard mix-up to see, especially with CS being able to go high-low like that. So great stuff. Bolstruck closes it out, and that was a great set, especially after the turnaround with Ogre almost got it. And who knows what would have happened if they started with that, but this time around, it was Bolstruck's win. They're going to be playing against LuFL in this top 8.
All right, yeah, so we have our top 8 mostly locked in. We were waiting on that last match to secure our full loser side, but winner side will be Bolstruck versus LuFL, and then Toast versus sco gla. Wish also making it onto that loser side top 8 to fight the winner of Atari and Azure. And then we've got that one dude, JIP'd versus artthefool. So we're going to have Gordon mirrors in losers top 8. That'll be fun.
It was a pretty natural state of affairs for BBB, unfortunately. Or maybe, I don't know. Fortunately, if you're...
Fortunately, if you're for hashtag Team Gordo.
Yeah. There's like... I think you either absolutely love the Gordo mirror because you're like, ah, brother, or like you absolutely hate it because you think the other person's a moron.
You know, I think it's also age dependent. I think if you were around for Gord Knight, you appreciate the Gordo mirror. But if you weren't around for Gord Knight, then you just don't know.
You don't know peak.
You don't know peak. All right, but we're going to see a lack of Gordo on the screen as we get Phonon versus Izumi in our first of our winners side matches for this top 8.
Yeah, this will be pretty interesting. It's another one of those situations where sco gla is going to have to really stay at range the majority of the time.
Yeah, it's also one of those things that, like, a lot of Izumi buttons just cover the same speed as Phonon buttons in similar ranges and are, like, a little bit faster or a little bit more active. So you're going to see things, I think, tend to go towards the Izumi favor just on paper. And it's be up for sco gla to be able to create these opportunities to get out of it. And one thing that we did see in the previous match is sco gla on defense is sometimes just willing to just lose rounds. To be like, okay, I'm going to just try to figure out what you're going to be doing on offense and then be able to beat you appropriately when game time really matters.
And able to close it here. Good stuff from Toast.
Keep it up. Good shields early on from Toast, just trying to make sure that they can secure themselves the cycle and not allow sco gla to gain the momentum that allowed them to get to this point. But a throw tech, gonna push it almost into their favor, but Toast with some great shields right at the very end to guarantee it.
Oh, caught him out of the air. And Toast able to get the conversion as well. Very nice. A cycle. Yeah. Bubble trying to get started here. Gets the throw right before the bubble hits when you least expect it. Doesn't get the full combo, but it was always a reset. Looking good here to close it out.
Good CS as well. Keep it plus. Trying to check to see if they're green shielding it. Space you out. Bubble back in. Are you just holding it? You are. Gets hit with the JA, but not able to find the full convert.
Yeah, find some room, but immediately Toast gets out of dodge. Doesn't even want to be in that range where you can possibly get hit by something big from Phonon. Bubbles just trying to steal the situation. CS as well. Not trying to give sco gla even an opportunity, but that cycle is looming. There's an opportunity for them, and they hit it right here with 200 meter and Celestial. There's definitely a chance.
DP comes out from Toast, just trying to catch him out, and sco gla going to take big advantage of this in this situation, eating, you know, a free 800 or 750 damage right on top of it, still maintaining that Celestial to keep the pressure going. With good blocks from Toast, but not good throw techs. One more touch from either player.
Oh my god, 2K throws have been putting in work. Oh no, that's not invincible. So got sniped right before the sea bubbles came out. So gla completes the comeback.
Again, bubbles keep plus frames, and sco gla walk themselves back to the corner once again, but has been able to steal so many rounds from this exact same positioning. So you'll see they're able to repeat that, or Toast and keep the water Carmine train going. Oh, that is a really good decision to be able to just also clear out the bubble right there, so you don't have to hold that pressure as it comes through.
Yeah, that was like, that's just interactive really weird, because normally we see like all the like explosions and stuff from her fireball, but just because it cleared the fire, it cleared the bubble and still hit her, so it still got plus frames. That's pretty neat.
Yeah, that's definitely some matchup tech. Sean sco gla has a familiarity with it, and has a familiarity to know, yeah, this run up button will work.
In a good position. Whoa, that was just a perfect time press. Able to get out of the corner, side switches as well. This is a good time for Toast to close it out, but sco gla with the cycle. Woo. Just get the full combo off of the bubble. Hits them before they get an opportunity to do anything themselves, and Toast is able to close it out.
Yeah, Toast, I think, recognized that situation happened before and was like, okay, you know how to deal with bubble in a lot of these situations, so I'm going to space it out in a way that you don't have those same timings to give you that. Because normally they let the bubble like just go for the hit right on top, but Toast able to pop it earlier to just change how the trajectory works just enough for it to be in their favor. But sco gla does not let anything that just happened get to them, immediately taking the early aggression into this round and gets out of the fish. Not going to have to hold it, but we'll have to hold this to a...
Kept the pressure going there. It's gonna work out. Toast gonna have to worry about that cycle. Gonna use it on wake up, trying to see what's going on with meter back. That's not a bad idea as Toast backs up, tries to find our moment. CDP and a side switch afterwards. Tried to see bubbles, but unfortunately, once again, it's not invincible, so it didn't get an opportunity to get it out.
Back to mid-screen once again. Toast trying to shield out, but cycle goes into sco gla's favor.
Oh, CDP to close it out. Has had some really good timings on that. That's been definitely a big part of it. And I was gonna say maybe put themselves in a bad position here, but sco gla trying to tie it up now.
Bubble coming through, has to hold it. Good blocks on the overhead right there. Tex as well going into their favor, and this combo has Celestial scaling on it.
Yeah, this can definitely hurt Phonon. It's pretty darn good damage, but on top of which gonna add Celestial, well, not so much anymore. Just tries to keep the pressure up with the CS, but still gets cycle again somehow.
I think if you're Toast, you're in like a very comfortable situation. Like, oh, they're willingly just cash Celestial out to pop that CS when they can to try to get an advantage. So you can be less worried about some of these damage as long as you're able to keep the aggression up. But sco gla recognizing, hey, you can't get in for free like that. You gotta let me. It's my turn to play.
Oh, gets the snipe with 2-2C. Doesn't quite get anything off of it though, but the grid break gonna secure the cycle for sco gla. In a decent position here to try to tie up the game count, but Toast slowly but surely gets their way out of the corner. Nice throw tech as well. That cycle gonna turn up, doesn't get an opportunity to use it. Toast steals it at the last second.
Fish hitting there was crazy, but Toast prepared for it. But still, keeping the pressure up. Bubble once again goes overhead this time, something that we've seen everyone block again and again, but they couldn't finish the combo. And sco gla gonna take full advantage of that, and this should be enough for them to almost close it out. Oh no!
Use the 3 buttons! Oh god, no! It's the one time it's enough damage, able to put themselves at set point.
He's on the 236B, trying to, control some of the screen spacing, but sco gla just willing to throw these bigger buttons, concentrate where they can to lock themselves up this cycle right here, and now gonna lock them up the screen positioning that they want. Sea Geyser to force you oh so closer to the corner.
Takes their turn, gonna use some meter, sees the red miss, but doesn't feel like they can do anything about it in that close of a position. Especially with the bubble on top of them. Still, sco gla able to find the hit here. Has CS, has 200 meter. Perfect time to close it out here.
Staggers as they're coming through though. Toast trying to do what they can to close the round out as quickly as possible. Sco gla taking their turn back, trying to tie it up to that 1-1 point.
Oh, it works time and time again. Just the run up dash C at point blank catches the best of us off guard. Sco gla still able to close it out.
Tied up. But now Toast is thinking about it. One thing that phone-on players will always complain about is that their character struggles on defense a lot. Like if someone's just able to get their pressure going, for some of those more like aggressive rushdown characters, they can struggle on the defense side. They have to just only rely on the system mechanics. And I wonder if Toast is like, maybe I pick Hyde here. Maybe I pick Hyde because if I'm getting these same situations where I'm just right once and can lock them down, Phonon has a significantly harder time of making things happen. But no, Toast just having the patience, getting a breather, icing sco gla out a little bit, and is going to try to use the Izumi to go the distance here.
Yeah. For what it's worth, they seem pretty content on making these work out for Izumi. I feel like it's been less and less switches as we've been going along, but Sea Bubbles closes it out with the steer ender. Good position. Sco gla, you're going to use the CS. Toast has been really good at disarming sco gla out of their vocal opportunities. A lot of the CSs haven't mounted to either pressure or even good defense.
6C connecting right there, but unfortunately Toast was not ready for the full follow-up, so sco gla going to be able to find the side swap, and now force Toast to just have to hold this pressure.
Just trying to find that hit there, trying to throw them off with different measured approaches, but Toast down backing until sco gla is right in front of their face and then finds the button press once again.
3 Ds out, but unfortunately Toast's game plan was prepared for Creeping Edge to be a response to the air shenanigans they were bringing to the table, and now setting themselves one step closer to closing this round out.
Just gonna wait for that cycle, does get hit before it. Neutral tech, very nice. Uses the force function, and that's gonna take a block away from them and give sco gla not only the combo for the block TP, but also the cycle.
Gonna get, blown out of the Creeping Edge with a throwback to the corner in that untech state. Toast, though, doesn't let that get to them. Still able to secure the cycle at the very tip end right there and find the side swap. Fish time.
Nice. Finds that time to get the button press on the dash up from Toast. Sco gla gonna earn some room from that too, but just really patient turn taking from the both of them. Actually, neither person trying to cheat one out, but the Rising JA Super Fireball tried to get the combo off of it, but does get some room there.
Geyser CS as well allows sco gla to get up close. Should be able to close it out. You have all the meter in the world on deck. Smarts here enter into the IW, and that should allow them to tie it up. Had to spend it all, but you're setting yourself one step closer to that winner's finals side.
Yeah, sometimes you got to make it your future use problem. Just spend the money now, worry about it later. As you do try to find that one last round win in order to take the set. Oh, a little shimmy, able to let the bubble do the dirty work.
Resets out with the throw as well. Going to be able to get yourself a free 2K. They're spending the bar as well. Goes for Bubble Bobble this time. And sco gla has been shielding so aggressively. They've always kept themselves outside of that 100-meter range when it could be advantageous against a lot of Toast's play, because they know, hey, I can just get the Celestial, and then I'm going to be able to control the cycle for the rest of the game as long as I play safely. And all I need is one big hit.
Gonna spend it right there. Just tries to find their moment. Install. Once again, Toast so confident with his down backing. Finds a moment to steal some plus frames with C bubbles.
Checks out once again, but it still ends up going into Toast's favor. It was like 2 frames too late after the cycle tossed over for the grid to fully materialize. Uh-oh.
Chase down with the dash C once again being the option that Sco needs to get the hit. Does have cycle behind this too. No resources for Toast. This is a bad situation.
And tries to dash up close, presses like a 2A or something. The sco gla preemptively pressing right here. And with the timer ticking down, oh so UCVO, and now Toast has to make a huge comeback with 3 seconds left, but it is not enough. Sco gla moving on forward to the winner's side for winners finals, taking the set 2-1.
That was not only great use of your options, especially because, you know, like that CVO wasn't gonna kill, but just like pressing buttons afterwards. Like if you do as Izumi, the thing you need to do beat this is some invincible move, some sort of meter spend, something like that.
Yeah.
And if you spend that meter, you're not making the comeback. So that was just a great closeout from Sco there, and put themselves in winners finals.
Yeah, just a fantastic set, really going down the wire, and like just excellent undernight in that winter semis, and we'll get some more excellent undernight as we have Bolstruck versus LuFL, an opportunity for phone on winners finals.
That's rarer.
I can't remember the last time I've seen that.
Yeah. That is definitely an opportunity here, and definitely possible with the likes of LuFL, but Bolstruck's been doing pretty well at these Boston Blue Bees for as long as I can remember now. So now let's see if we can get past this huge wall, I would say. Bolstruck been able to play so well with it.
Yeah, and Bolt swap into the Nanase as well, knowing like what we were talking about before, that these more aggressive characters are going to be very good against Phonon if you're able to find that lockdown. But LuFL kept the aggression early, knowing that as well, and just trying to have the tempo lean towards their favor.
Oh, bit of a shield whiff there. Unfortunately, LuFL gets the opportunity to take cycle for that. Not only that, a little bit of extra damage as well, as that they're in the driver's seat now in this first rounds.
5A's trade right there. J22C working out for LuFL right there, closing out right at the very end, taking the first round into their favor.
Oh, tried to hit him with the sco gla right there. It didn't work out that time, and Bolstruck able to get the first hit of the set, or the round, sorry.
Yeah, Yeah, recognizing the shield opportunity right there and being able to find a big grid break afterwards as well. And Bolstruck should be able to close out the round. Has all the meter, has CS, has the World and the Oyster available to them. So we'll just end with the Rasengan.
Has to spend all of it, but like I said, make it your future use problem. Rounds are all tied up.
It's also UNI2. Like you're gonna get 100 meter back in about 2 seconds. Look, 1, 2, it's there.
That's true. You got a super, and then if Bolstruck wins this cycle, like they get another super just by CSing. So you know you're not wrong.
But there's still players who don't like play around at those kind of meter games, right? They're always like, oh, I have to save it because meter is, you know, that it's so precious. I have to keep it for when it matters the most. No, you can just let it rip, and like generally it'll come back. So let's see how it goes through. Goes for the 2-2B set to try to like catch LuFL from pressing right here. But Bolstruck just gonna continue to lock him down, utilizing these DPs. Do it again. No, 6-6C.
Saved it for a rainy day. Those are one of those things. They're always good for one, but once we're put back in that similar situation, see what happens, because that's when the mind games really start going down.
But I mean, that's actually like really important to be like you're utilizing some of these like cheat tech things early on in the set on the grand scale of things, right? So now it's like, okay, what are you going to do the next time that situation comes? Are you going to try to just be playing at another cheeky layer? Are you going to go back to what you're quote-unquote supposed to do? It'll be very interesting to see. Game plan ends up being right here. Tornado going to get sniped out, though, by LuFL, and now finally getting the return started.
Yeah, Bolstruck going to have cycle, though, so as we wake up from this, yeah, a little bit of patience by LuFL. Doesn't want to overextend too much. The dive actually doesn't hit, but the fireball will, and that's going to be good enough for Bolt as they will find the combo, and cycle turns over in their favor.
Able to get out of the 2-2B set, though, so good recognition, but Bolstruck just immediately locks them down yet again. See Tornado Ender for the 2-2A. Good blocks on the cross-ups right there.
God, yeah, tried the fadeaway jumper, but LuFL able to close that distance before the fireball hits him on the head, and does have cycle. Gonna turn over with 200 to see what if you want to spend here. No, gonna hold it out possibly for the kill. CS keeps the pressure going. Bolstruck trying to be convinced to press a button here.
Bolstruck does have the life lead for the next 20 seconds, but they'll also have it for the future of that round as they're able to secure it with the grid break throw right at the very end.
A little tag, nothing major. Oh no, I think got hit out of the air, but unfortunately that's going to be the grid break, so LuFL in a healthy position now.
The patience to just block all these fireballs as they're coming through, because Bolstruck knows they just need one opportunity to find that 2A to hit right there. Now we're Stagger City cycle into their favor as well, catching them with the delay 2B on the load. Try to see them either dash off or like up back out. Now just needs one more touch to close it out. CDP not going to be just enough, but LuFL has an opportunity to make a comeback right here. Gets a big throw. Gets another big throw.
Especially with the grid break too, now we can lay on the pressure. Does have the meter to back up the 6 FFs too. And just the jump back, a dive in the corner there, able to take the set for Bolstruck 2-0.
Yeah, we saw LuFL like really committing to a lot of ground options at the very end. Like just be like, okay, I'm just gonna throw 5B, I'm gonna throw like force function, no follow-up, I'm gonna throw 5C just to like, you know, condition you to keep you into the corner. But Bolstruck had an excellent recognition to go like, okay, as soon as there's a gap, up back dive, you're gonna get hit by it. So no phone on winners finals. Timeline is saved. Instead, Bolstruck will be moving on forward to fight sco gla. Our other players on the winner's side still alive in the loser's half, and they'll be fighting Toast will be fighting the winner of Wish and Atari, and LuFL will be fighting the winner of JIP'd and artthefool.
Yeah, interesting. We'll see. I always like seeing a player go against the same character of different players multiple times.
Yep.
Because, you know, just seeing how different players approach it, how different players approach the matchup both sides, seeing how you guys approach the Matcherino. I'd love to see you guys claim the rest of those codes. Thank you guys so much for whoever already did. We have, I think, 18 I Need Glasses, but
yes, 18 codes left remaining. It is free money that gets added to the prize pool, so please claim those codes. There's now only 17 left. Thank you to whoever just claimed. That was LuFL who claimed. Shout out to LuFL.
All right, move on, and we got Atari on the Zuki versus Wish. See how this one goes. Once again, this is one of those situations where the Zuki can't really put on the pressure because of Byakuya's generally less than stellar defense.
Yep. Goes for the steer ender to secure themselves the cycle, but now we're crossing up 13 times over right there. Found the hit, but immediately just releasing it back to the mid screen because they wanted to find that 2A after the coffin hop, but now Wish just has to hold it right here.
Yeah, that is one of the things, though, about this matchup is that, you know, after Totsugeki, a lot of the times characters have to really think about what button they're pressing, and Byakuya does have some great buttons in that range, so it's not as easy for Mizuki as it would be for some other matchups. Ooh, iWorks.
Yeah, just spending it all, like we were saying. It's UNI2. Like that was a 56 iWorks. It was a 56 iWorks. You had Celestial, you gained it all back. Hey, look at that. That was free. It comes with your UNI2.
Oh man, Byakuya with the mail-in rebate iWorks. That was crazy.
Call now. 555. Oh, that 16 didn't destroy the web behind them. That was interesting right there. But Wish recognizing once again, hey, that's a cycle I can take. That's a celestial I can take because you're spending that so much grid on going for this coffin shenanigans to deal with me in the mid screen. I now get to hold you. Spider jail. Totsugeki though gonna come out as soon as they tech out of that ground. Tech out of that web situation.
Yeah, I mean, it's just in a neutral situation, especially like a raw throw tech CS and stuff like that. It's just so scary to run into Azuki because Totsugeki is a great option in that situation, but finds the delay jump in after a little bit of a float. Atari, but no, I think it's going to be a little bit short actually. We're going to need one more.
Yeah, just needs to get the item toss. Rabbit not going to hit after the throw whiff, but the mix up will. Atari quickly tying it back up.
All blue on the bottom too, so hits are big for the both of them. Atari does find the 2C to start. Gonna side switch as well, so this is a good look for Atari.
Yeah, but just steers enters right, wants to be able to save that meter for potential plus frames as it's coming through for things like poison to knock him out, but Wish, yeah, it says I don't want to deal with it. You got to be in my prison now. 63C, 1, 2, doesn't mess it up.
Good patience.
Oh, great patience. The recognition to know that they were going to try to VO or do something crazy. Unfortunately, not able to lock the corner with this, not able to finish the combo, I think, the way that they're looking for, but 256C will deal a little bit more damage. VO still available. 66B connects, but no follow-up.
Had the ability to close it out there. Tried to take their turn with the C Totsugeki, and it doesn't work out. Wish able to close it out. But that was a great read from Wish on the VO. I think recognizing that Atari, even with the little bit of space that he got on the first mix-up, didn't do anything. And a lot of times that means that the opponent is looking for something specific. So just a good recognition of the situation from Wish.
So we'll see what Atari is thinking right now as they wanted to go back to character select. Just letting it, like I said, ice out everyone all the time, 100% of the time. Make the tournaments go longer because that's what you need to do to win.
I'm even as a player myself, I may take 15 seconds after every match, win or lose. Like
when CG was grinding this game a lot and declare beginning of UNI2, I yelled at him for 2 years straight. You have to take breaks between sets. And in the 6 months where he's like, okay, I'll start doing it, he went from like barely making out of pools to top 3 of Frosty Faustings. Yeah,
I mean,
like
it's
you just have to do it sometimes.
It's definitely one of those things that can really help if you're the type of person like me where you play really instinctually, where you can give yourself those thoughts beforehand, so you kind of like prime yourself, right? So you tell yourself like, hey, this mix-up worked like this mix-up worked like this. What are his options to counter it? How do I prepare myself to be ready to beat that, rather than wait for myself to get hit and then and then have them do it.
Exactly.
And those things can, that's could be the difference between closing it out in a 2-0 and, going to a game 3 where anything goes.
Yeah. So we'll see what the players are waiting on this point. But in the meantime, !Mancherino, claim those codes. I'm going to be doing that right now because there's about to be 14 left as soon as I'm done here. Whoa, that's right. There's 14 codes left in the pool. That is like a couple bucks left. Free codes to claim. !Mancherino. I want them all gone before grand finals. So, share them with your local Discord, share them with your mom. Everybody, all y'all got Twitter accounts. I see what you post. Sign in there, claim those codes, get them out of here.
What should I sign up with? Should I sign up with my YouTube account, my Battle.net account?
Well, you should sign up with only one account and only claim one code per person, but share those codes with all your friends so they all claim those codes.
I'm going with my Hotmail.
I don't remember.
I don't remember my password. Never mind.
You should have used your Line account.
I don't remember my Line account either.
I had I reset up all my Line information because someone was like, "Hey, yeah, I'm only talking online now," and I'm like, "Oh, yeah, sure, it's an excuse for me to use it, right?" Because Line's it's cool. It's a cool text messaging app. We set it up on there, and now they only message me on Discord, and I'm just like, "Come on, man."
That's what I mean. It happens every single time. They're like, "Oh, I'm gonna use Line now," and then you get 5 days worth of stickers, and then never again.
I didn't even get to the point for stickers. I was just I'm not getting any until I get like a week's worth of communication out of this person.
That's the only reason to use Line. Is for the stickers.
Yeah, but I don't want to spend the money on the stickers if I'm not going to use it.
I mean, yeah, but that's what I mean.
There we go. Problem solved.
Isn't Line for unks? Gonna kill me.
No. WhatsApp is for unks.
No, WhatsApp is for ethnics.
Oh no.
Oh, let me tell you on the one that the Arabs are on. It's called Viber. I don't even know if it exists anymore. Yeah, I don't even know if that shit exists anymore.
No, what's the one that the scammers use now? Telegram?
I have no clue.
It's Telegram? Okay, yeah, it is Telegram.
Okay. Telegram. Oh, your dad uses that. Yeah, that's the Arab one. That's what we use. Ugh. Okay.
So we have just a technical issue that was coming through. So we'll be moving on forward through the match. Wish was noticed it, and that was on their end, so they opted to DQ just to keep things going forward instead of having to do all the internet tech issues that we can try to solve. So that means Atari will be moving on forward. They'll be fighting Toast, and we'll be getting that one dude versus Art the Fool. We get Gordon Knight in 2025.
Gordon Knight every night.
Gordon Knight every night.
It's hard being a Wish fan.
It's hard. Which one? There's 4. Pick your Wish that you want to be a fan of.
Flip a coin. Yeah, just pick one.
Well, you can option select. You can say you're a Wish fan, and when you pick the one when the time's right.
That's true.
Because Uni players love option selects. Yeah, this is going to be interesting because the Gord Mirror is like a 7-3 matchup, right? So.
It's 7-3 both ways.
Yeah, it's 7-3 both ways. It's like the Morph Mirror melee. It's 7-3 both ways. Yeah.
Should give Gordo tippers.
Wait a minute.
That's not.
That's not Gordo. That's Mika-chan. Also, that color is sick, and I've never seen it before.
The Mika color?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's good. This feels like some Gord on Gord crime, but it's like not Gord. Like you're doing this specifically because I feel like if you're playing Mika on Gord, you're like, I'm gonna do some shit you hate. Like,
I mean, yeah, like
Mika, what I mean is like this is the kind of sicko stuff that only Gord players would do to other Gord players.
Once again, the theory's proven correct. That one dude, old Uni player, wants to play the Gord mirror. Art, new Uni player, doesn't want to play the Gord mirror. Was not around for Gord night. Checkmate. Theory
That's
proven.
true. That's
Someone
true.
get Matt Pat.
You only need 1 point of evidence to prove something.
You only need 1 point of evidence. The facts speak for themselves right here. As Art is trying to utilize like the increased 5B follow-ups on Mika to catch out that one dude for going for like these like deeper mortal slides or these 5Cs, but right now just controlling the early screen space. But as soon as I say that, Art takes the tempo back.
That's just Mika. You give her a little bit of room and she just takes everything. Is Art able to get the mix going afterwards too? Just a meaty spitteroonie. And it's looking pretty tough. Yeah, VO. First round VO. I'm done with this. I understand.
No, thank you. I'm good. Get a simmed again. We're going to see a sim come out. Nope, doesn't spend the bar. Just holds the Mika missile, not wanting to get blown up. With the 6XB coming through. Mika player, I'm not going to finish that.
Oh, no, wait a minute. Opportunity to see. Gonna be the starter, so good damage here. Gonna be able to... Maybe? Oh!
No!
Oh,
Definitely.
I would still say that was a good calculation. You're like pixels off, man.
Yeah, that's like a 2 health difference right there. You had the right call, but just unfortunately how the damage skewed with Mika health was just not enough right at the very end.
There we go. Kimono Care rears its ugly head once again.
Yeah, just 2C off these like delay meaties, trying to shield out off the 6-6B. Oh, just let the charge JC rip.
Yeah, it's good on Kyo. Why wouldn't it be good on her? Oh god, veil off once again. I'm out. No, thank you. I agree. Try to do this again.
Yeah, it just pops an IW. No, like you could try to be cheeky with like plus frames off of C Mortal Slide or like use CSM to get a hit, but just take the damage where you can. And Art's like, yeah, I'll take the damage where I can as well. Immediately finding another great hit.
A little too far, but doesn't get punished. That 3C though, spaced well, doesn't get a combo off of it. Art gonna take advantage and gonna be able to finish that off. Gonna take the first game.
Yeah. It'll be. I was thinking like maybe they like go back to character select, swap it out. But I was like, I don't think I've seen that one dude play another character before. So they'll just let that Gord rock, let it sink in. No, like yeah, I think I can beat this. I think I can get through all of this. 5C connecting right there off of the 5BB. Once again, gonna be working out into their favor.
Just blocks it out, finds the right moment for the 2A and a good side switch combo. Doesn't get all of it, but still positioning more important in this situation specifically.
Yeah.
Try to stick.
I would say also was able to secure the cycle off of that as well. We'll be giving this one up. That one dude techs out. We're going to have all the grid in the world for the Celestial to trigger.
That's like 9 EX Mortal Slides. Oh god. Gonna be Celestial damage to boot as well.
Yeah, that was like just buttons into super to double as much as a normal Gord BNB. And this should be enough no matter which way you put it.
I want to see how much it gets. Oh my god. Oh, didn't quite kill.
Yeah, we've seen what happens in this situation before. And Art gonna get a big grid break. This is the start that they want, but the 2-2C will come out. You did have to spend 300 to close it out instead of 200, but you take that where you can. That one dude taking around on board. 6-6B gonna connect.
Oh, no. I think they walked their way underneath the opposite way, unfortunately. Oh, thrown into the corner, though. That one dude gonna take advantage of the situation here in a great position. Just gets the mash out. Art making that read on the button time and time again.
Just a meaty Mika tornado right there in the corner as well. We'll spend the IW to pick him up and put him down. Art 1 round away from moving on forward.
Yeah, gonna go into this with the meter lead, so definitely can at least force the situation a little bit more right now as Art playing defensively first, knows that's an opportunity.
CS will keep it up. Good blocks in the deep 6B right there. Art knowing that they have to be very careful. They can't let those things like this 3C connect.
Oh, got hit out of the air with the 6B. Kind of a weird combo. Wasn't able to keep it going. But after the CS has meter to work with, that one guy tried to use the veil off. Gonna get it to hit afterwards, though. This is going to be good damage.
Yeah. Just shy of 5K right there with the VO. Cycle still going in your favor once again. You need about a touch and a throw to be able to guarantee this. 6-6B gonna be whiffing right there with Gordon backdash, and this is huge.
Get a great damage off this throw because the grid break has cycle to boot now. Gonna use it there, gets the meter behind it too.
Catches him with the double assault right there, but was not able to confirm off the JC hit. And Art gonna find this other big hit once again. We've seen this happen before. Will it happen again?
This is a very scary sight, especially with the 200 meter. Once again, he gets hit by the meaty Spinneroonie, and this is gonna put Art on another hit. Cycle is in that one guy's favor. Doesn't finish the combo. Cycle uses it for Art. He was able to get it in that pressure sequence and gonna be able to close it out here.
I think there was a couple times that you saw that one dude trying to go for CS right there, and it just wasn't coming out because Art was keeping the pressure gapless so many times over. Ended up doing it long enough that the cycle goes into their favor. Art going to be closing it out to move on forward to fight LuFL.
Yeah, that was definitely the part about playing against Mika that's extremely frightening. Is just the character and the constant options she can throw at your face. When you give her an opportunity, she could just let it all rock and make it leave it up to you. It's your problem to deal with.
Exactly. So now we'll be going back on top. We're going to be getting Atari back on the sticks because they'll be fighting Toast in our losers quarters coming up next.
Yeah.
So
that one guy said they missed CS twice. Yep.
Yeah,
that's classic.
That's what it looked like on the play, and it's always like the worst feeling on the planet.
Yeah, just the wake up CS being quite possibly the hardest input in the game.
The only way
tornado also is just like really difficult as a meaty to try to like perfectly time that CS. You just get put into a bad situation.
But yeah, Toast versus Atari, that should be Azuki versus Izumi. We won't mess up either of those names when saying that 3 times fast. But yeah, this is interesting.
Yeah, so like as opposed to let's say like other characters where I feel like that they, let's say like Gordeau like is really good at pressuring you up close. It feels like that generally Izumi likes to push out into that like kind of 2B range, so it doesn't necessarily like feel that she's wants to immediately press right in front of your face, she's pretty content on spacing out a little bit. So in that sense, maybe Azuki has a little bit less to fear. Maybe Toast is going to have to be a little bit more gutsy on those pressure resets. We'll see how it goes.
It's also one of those things that it's like you're pushed out into that 2B range, but you're not pushed into the range where like Totsugeki is your effective like option to get out of a lot of these situations.
Yeah.
So you have to make a couple bigger callouts, which I think is what the Izumi player wants you to be doing in most of these situations. You're already seeing it right here. Fish dive to keep those plus frames up close, and now specifically spacing. You don't have to hold any of it, and Atari finally getting opened up.
Yeah, a lot of pressure put there, but Atari does have cycle for this next wake up. Gets grid broken. No cycle for you.
Do they, Sammy? Do they have cycle?
No, they didn't. No. Easy come, easy go. Okay, there you go. Wake up Totsugeki. It's always good for one. There you go. Gonna get another chance at it though. This combo gonna be able to extend long enough for Atari to get the cycle, so definitely puts himself in a decent position here with the 200 meter.
Yeah, poison set though, so that grid will be ticking down into Atari's favor and finds a big 2C right here.
Yeah, gonna be good damage here. With IWEX, that should be able to close it out, I think.
I don't think that's enough. I think it's going to be just shy. Yeah.
Oh, you're right.
Yeah. You need 2 health.
Come on, I care. I keep forgetting about it. We're playing this game in Canada. Oh, God. Oh, hit him out of... No! That was a great 2A there.
Yeah, checking out of the Guzuki, and even if that like route was weird to get into it, you had the bubble to stabilize it if you needed it to be longer. Perfect opportunity for what Toast needed right here. And another perfect opportunity to lock you down to the corner. Cycle goes into Toast's favor. Say hi to the Okizeme, which is a 2-way meaty.
Oh, yep. Crosses back up. And the bones hit on the left side once again. Gonna spend the IW. Cash out on the damage here. And does have a lot of blocks. So Atari in the lead here for this grid war, but gets hit by the 2-2C. Still loses cycle though, so Toast, although getting the hit, has to worry about that wake up.
He needs the 6XP, or blocks the BD 6XP right there, so able to keep themselves safe, able to have that cycle go into the favor a little bit, but they pop that force function right there to try to get out. Instead, cycle goes into Toast's favor as well as the round does. As Toast leads now 1-0.
Yeah, kind of an unfortunate situation on the post IWEX in round 1. So just kind of lost a really good situation, but Toast has been playing really solid, and I think that makes it's going to make it hard sometimes for Atari to find these hits, as you do want the opponent to aggress on you to some degree as Azuki, and Toast is pretty confident in his down back.
Oh, had the dash block to get out of the coffin range, but wasn't ready to preemptively press into it, so Atari going to get rewarded with that, and now finding a good mid-screen hit, be able to just continue their pressure.
Okay. Just gets hit by an increased 4C. Definitely unexpected for me too, so Toast unable to recognize that well enough. Rolls away. Very nice way to get out of that situation. Toast flips the script in an instant.
Bubble gonna connect.
God, yeah, it's a very real mix-up, but it's definitely the one that makes you feel the stupidest is when you just get hit by a raw bubble without Izumi being on top of you.
Pops the CS as well, doesn't have to spend 200, only has to spend 1. Gains back 36 of it as well, and Toast now setting themselves to take an early air unblockable into their favor.
There you go, it just keeps it simple, meaty 5A. Might have been 5B actually, but still keeping the ball going. Bum, bum, bum.
Sets him out once more. Guard thrust to just get out of there. Blocking fish overhead this time, not getting hit by the follow-up either, but will be getting sniped out right at the very end. Toast, though, does lose the cycle, so they couldn't get those extra hits to then 3 buttons into 3 buttons to kill it, so this does give Atari a chance. This is the start that they need.
gonna give that opportunity back to Toast though after the whiffed button. I think just gave him enough plus frames to feel confident in that button press, and Toast able to take it 2-0.
Yeah. Excellent stuff from Toast. They'll be moving on forward to loser semis. Well, they'll be fighting the winner of our next match, LuFL versus Art.
Yeah, that was that was definitely one of those that feel like maybe a little bit rough, that went a little downhill because of you know, losing that first round, and then it feels like, you know, you lose a lot more time to get reads on your opponent, unfortunately. So but like I said, like Toast is so confident in his down back that I feel like it, and a lot of times it might be hard for an Azuki player to find those hits consistently. Like that, you just have to a lot of the times play on timing, and that can be hard versus a guy who's just so confident in his down back and willing to let it rock.
Yeah, it's always a rough situation to be in when you're playing with someone who has that kind of mindset through the set. So be interesting to see how our next set goes as our players are loading into it. LuFL on the phone on artthefool, back on Gordo. Only wanted Mika for the mirror.
Like I said, Gord on Gord crime. They'd only do it to themselves. Oof.
Great recognition on Art to just like know to go for the walk back, and know that LuFL wasn't going to want to go for like 3C or anything to catch him super early on, and instead going to catch him with the throw. Once again, finding the back throw in the corner, side swap routing with the double 2Cs right there. Not as much damage, but keeps that screen positioning where you want, but LuFL getting the great shield to get out of it.
Not gonna find the hit. Doesn't go for the side switch combo though. Just gonna keep it simple. Going back to mid screen. Wake up, dash FF. Doesn't, it's not, you got a combo, nice, but it's not your turn.
Just the 2C with 5A it's so cool.
Silly.
It's the first whimsy maxing Gordo player.
I feel like the evil maxing and the whimsy maxing is equally as painful versus Gordo.
What you need to do, you saw even Art like had the hit to be able to close it out, just wasn't ready to confirm it after the assault confirm right there, which gives LuFL another chance to try to even up these life totals. 30 seconds left on the clock, so still a lot of time to find an opportunity to rip 63C.
And just immediately after the jump A, not a lot of plus frames, so finds an opportunity to let an invincible move go in there, as Art once again gets started with the Grim Reaper and then finds a nice meaty, keeping LuFL staying put. But there's always a reset, and that time the reset doesn't work out. LuFL takes advantage.
Yeah, recognizing the spacing, you know that they could back tech in the corner and be safe. So LuFL not gonna get 6B reset this time. And not gonna allow them to get the up forward JC as well. Should be able to lock him down in the corner.
Neutral jump, no tech to try to get away from the fireball. His Arts does have that 200 meter. LuFL trying to hold for this grid for as long as possible. It's definitely their best resource, and just waits a good 10 seconds to press that 2C, and it hits its mark.
Yeah, it's having those reads, it's having that ability to play at the exact spacing you need. Oh, don't get hit, don't get hit, don't get hit, don't get hit. Okay. No punish, though, because you decided to green shield in the middle of it, but it's fine. You have the Celestial in your favor. You found this hit. It's the IW punish at home.
There you go. Now it's optimal. That was optimal.
It was all meter game.
It was all meter, yeah. You could have killed there for no meter, or you can go to the next round with 130.
Yeah, but you also let Art go into it with 40 out of after 200. You know, that's the balance. It's the trade-off.
This is what fighting games is all about. Oh, delay on the fireball. That's going to catch Art off guard here, and has all of the resources to make this happen.
Yeah, I like going for these delay techs as well, because LuFL is ending a lot of these routes mid Vorpal cycle, to where like the 1.5, 2 grid block that you lose for delay teching doesn't actually impact the results of the cycle, because you already see the quick VO, puts it into their favor, gets the IW as well for a quick little 5K, and now Art is once again on a rampage.
Keeps it simple on the combo. But LuFL gonna find the hit here, and once again, not going for the side switch. Well, the run under afterwards, I guess, is kind of a side switch. Oh my god.
The fourth is him, yeah.
Reapers on Reapers, and it does 3.4, closes it out with a nice little hit afterwards. Art takes the first one. Oh, that's the same situation actually. Art did that, I think, in round 1, where they just did tackle aiming multiple times, and LuFL's responded to that well twice now. Do it again? Yeah! Do it again! Oh, that's not C Reaper.
No, that's 2-2C, because we wanted the better Okizeme afterwards.
What? What's the point?
It is. Well, look, Art already got all their style points. Unfortunately, maybe lost someone getting green shielded right there. But with those like 2C with 5A routes that they had seen, and now they're like, okay, now they're. I did the funnies. We got BSM even, and we get the combo afterwards. Shoutouts Komone for that update.
You're so right, Komone. I should be rewarded for grabbing people out of the air.
It was a crazy 6xb hit right there, but unfortunately wasn't close enough to be able to get anything big off of it.
Silly combo. Ooh, finds a hit though here, and in the corner too. Well, it was always a reset. Gonna need one more, I believe, and still a cycle in their favor too. CSM gets this really nice knockdown.
Yeah. Grappler player thought, like, yeah, I have the read. You're backing. I know it, but LuFL willing to stay on the ground right there. Good blocks as well from Art, and they have all the health and all the time in the world to try to find a way to close this out.
Okay, but if he grabbed that veil off,
it would have been nutty. It would have been insane.
Remember, guys, you're only as good as your last clip. Nothing else matters.
LuFL did find a big grid break right there with Art trying to green shield out, and that life total is quickly evened up and is now into LuFL's favor with 30 seconds left on the clock, and one more delay press will give them the round.
Oh, LuFL stays alive. Oh, there you go. Gonna get a punish on it. Very nice. Oof. Nice patience there on the dash C. Catches them on the way out. Nice. He's gonna get the combo off this too, and has cycle behind it though. So really good position here. Just goes for that JA meaty, and this is going to be a healthy position for Art.
It was safe jumping the character. No needless DP right there with that A, but
it's for the plus frames.
Hey, if it works, it works.
Safe jump, just because there's no DP doesn't mean the jump's any less safe.
Excellent sub to Art though at the very end, finding the IW to close it out. We're moving on forward to fight Toast, who this is a run back of their top 8 winner strike qualifier match, where it went really close. It was 2-1. It was like anyone's game. So this will be. I'm excited to see this as when it comes up.
Yeah, that will be good for sure.
You know what else is good is if you claim all those codes on the Matcherino, !Matcherino, there's 10 codes left. 9 codes left.
There's 9 codes left. Only 9?
9 codes.
Only 9. Single digit number. So we need, that means, you know, we could probably get it done here with chat.
We get it done. If we got like 2 games to get it done before, or no, 3 games to get it done before grand finals. It's fine. We can accomplish our goals and our dreams and our hopes of claiming the Matcherino codes.
We don't aspire for much. Just want the Matcherino done. We would really appreciate that. Thank you guys, by the way. For everybody else who's already contributed or claimed a code, thank you guys. It's really appreciated. Yes,
thank you all who's just been, if you're just even lurking in the broadcast, watching the show, listening to us yap over some excellent undernight gameplay. We always appreciate you, just like I appreciate our players getting into the game. Sco gla versus Bolstruck, winners final. So we're in that 3 out of 5 category. And so that gives you a little bit more time to get these downs, to get these reads. And it's definitely something that we've seen with sco gla. The longer the set goes on, the better they play.
Yeah.
So
sure.
I'm very curious to see, you know, is that just in a 2 out of 3 setting, or will that also apply in that 3 out of 5? But we're already getting some early advantages into sco gla's favor.
Yeah, first big hit goes in their favor. Also cycle in their favor as well. But well, good defense there definitely leads to their win of the Vorpal.
CSing just to gain some of that meter where they can. Tex out of the gold throw, 6-6C, not going to work. Tornado. Keeping them safe with the 2C as well. Just trying to do whatever they can. They spent 100 meter, but we're already almost back to 2.
Yeah, holds that other meter on the second dive. A little bit greedy, but still pretty good. Oh, immediately spends the Celestial and does have a lead here, so I don't mind that too much, especially because now you have 200 going into this final situation.
And getting grid break celestial damage throw as well, it's like a pretty good hit to now secure yourself into basically a one-touch situation with that throw right at the very end. Sco gla taking round number 1.
Yeah, and it's very likely that the corporal damage was actually the difference there in getting the kill.
Oh. Yeah, that was actually not to say health, maybe not, but like with a lot versus a lot of the characters, it would be.
Cycle for slow though. Jesus, I forgot how to speak a name. Wonderful. But yeah, just try to jump back, find the option there, and Bolstruck just waiting for them to land right back into the disc. That's twice in a row that the disc has let them just get that jump back and not worry about where they're going.
And this is why Bolt wants to be picking Nana in this matchup. If they can just land the hit and force them into the corner, they can really snowball victory into their favor. See Fireball keeping themselves safe, and then the B follow-up coming out from downtown.
That was sick. Bolt was ready for it too. Oh, nice 4B. Doesn't get the full combo, but side switch. Good response from Bolt on the scramble as well. Almost.
Right, cycle does go into Sco's favor right here. Pops the install as well, just to make sure they can keep it their turn as long as possible. And throw working once again. Bolstruck though slowly building up closer into that Celestial right at the very end.
Yeah, immediately turns that into money. Gonna spend it here. Still building it. That was a free super. Just trying to find that opportunity, forcing plus frames going. Does get a hit there with the 2A though.
A lot of meter on deck for both these players right here, trying to find what they can do. Green shield coming out, but it wasn't close enough to get the guaranteed grid break. So Bolstruck looking to get their second Celestial of the round.
He didn't even spend the last Celestial meter. Oh god. All right, there you go. Wake up IW. And we prime another one. Yeah, all right. Reload.
a reload. Oh no!
Oh god, able to close it out with the dive, and Bolstruck able to take the first one.
Celestial is just out them at home.
Yeah. You two can shoot guns if you have 200 meters.
Ooh, I really like these staggers coming out from sco gla to just try to catch the shield. Happens the Bolt really had in the first rounds, because they hit like 5 or 6 Celestials in 3 rounds. It was crazy. So sco gla, I think, really needs to find those opportunities to not allow them to get to that point, because you're seeing that as soon as Bolstruck has the CS, they're spending in a lot of these situations. They just want to make sure that the aggression is always focused around them, and that the tempo is favored towards them. So if sco gla can even steal out of those opportunities just like this, it's going to be very advantageous for them.
Especially against really strong players who take every free shield that they can get. It's really hard as a phone-on player to keep them from shielding. So you really have to think twice about every button you press, all your delays. These things matter a lot in the grand scheme.
Yeah, especially when so much of like a lot of people's phone-on play is built around force function. It's like it can be very, very scary. Just like those green shields are always a little scary right there. Good blocks on the triple overhead though.
Ooh, I like the backdash there.
Yeah.
Still safe enough from the disc coming back around as well. Veil off once they see Bolt in the air. I don't mind that too much as we try to get an opportunity to use it, and just enough of a hit for the disc on the comeback to get the kill.
Dash block for both players early on, and now Bolt once again trying to find these opportunities to shield. sco gla getting a great run up throw that will pop this lead into their favor just a little bit, but a shield at the last minute for Bolstruck. Once again securing the cycle into their favor.
Well, not a lot of damage, but you do get out of the situation, make the most of that CS. Ooh, I love that. Right before the cycle turned over, sco was in the advantage and just goes for a really nice button or throw bait there, just trying to catch them off guard.
Out. Big catch on the throw whiff right there. This is the kind of game plan that Bolstruck is needing.
The damage there too, gets the setup, nice block. What a throw, wow! All of a sudden, there's an opportunity for sco.
Great recognition to block after that as well, knowing that the shield would not allow you to get the follow-ups that you want, but a grid break throw for Bolt at the very end brings him up to 2-0.
2.5k throw, no big deal.
Yeah, it's fine. On my honest Mints character. But this is that 3 out of 5 that we're talking about, right? We've seen sco gla be in these situations before where their back is to the wall, and then this is where they create the opportunity to really, put a name for themselves out there and show what they can do. So we'll have to see if they can come up with that once again. But right now, Bolstruck is looking like they're just keeping the aggression going as they have been this whole set.
Yeah, and this has been a win con for Bolt, right? Just being able to get the opponent in the corner, start setting that disc pressure, gets the overhead to work, not a full combo, but still not in a great position here as we CS to keep the momentum going. But again, nice throw from sco.
Yeah, opted to forward throw as well, so not able to steal the corner, but just does reset to the mid screen. Another good throw. Bolt can take a lot of these in the beginning, so that's why you're not seeing them do too much to get around it, but if hits like this are coming through, you got to start being a little bit more careful.
Yeah, we're definitely in that situation where those throw baits can be really painful. sco gets the cycle, gonna use it there, but no meter spent, gets hit afterwards by the stab, and Bolt's gonna be at set point.
Was a little delayed on the gap between sword car and pressing out, but does get a nice grid break early on with that 3C, and this is the kind of thing that you would want to see from sco to try to make this comeback. But Bolt back in win condition mode.
Nice, good DP. This has been such a tough position for literally anybody, but for Bolt specifically, he's been so good in these positions. Delay tech tries to mitigate some of the plus frames from the disc. Oh, the tornado and the cross under keeps the corner as well. This isn't going to kill, and that cycle almost in sco's favor. There is a chance. The block on the VO. Great read from Bolt puts themselves into grand finals.
Yeah. Excellent gameplay from Bolstruck right there. Just really showing exactly what you need to be doing versus phone on a lot of these situations, and showing, great stuff from sco gla. I think they were making those right adaptations, but just with, the limit of a 3 out of 5 set, it shows that Bolstruck was just that one step ahead for that tournament setting, and is now going to be sitting winners side grand finals.
Yeah, a lot of the times when we see the better players, the people who can win tournaments pretty consistently, they're the type of people who can make reads ahead of time, as it is kind of the thing I was mentioning before when I was saying, like, sometimes I need breaks in order to think about what I'm going to do ahead of time. Bolstruck is doing that without the break necessary, just like being able to do something, understand that what the counter to that option is possibly happening next, so we're going to get ready and start countering that ahead of time, or weight our options towards that properly. And you saw that towards the end there, right? Veil off hasn't been seen just yet in that position, but that was just a great time for Bolt to recognize that that would be a great option, or a simple option for sco to get out of that corner and then read it accordingly.
Yeah. Excellent stuff. We will now be in Toast versus Art the Fool. Art, though, bringing out the Mika versus Azumi. So is a matchup character, not just for the Gord mirror, is like wanting it versus the Azumi as well, which I think makes sense. Like Gord versus Azumi is rough on paper for Gord, it feels like.
There is a chance, given chat though, that they did actually just flip a coin, given Sinner's request.
I see. So, I understand.
So maybe I don't think you're wrong though, because I don't think this is a character that really wants to mash out or press buttons in order to get out of a bad situation. But there is this range issue. You know, being able to stand in that 2B 5C range, I think, could be a little hard for Mika without resources.
Ooh. Good tech, but still has to hold the bubble. Bubble 2 coming through, but great blocks from Art so far. Trying to find an opportunity to CS, but unfortunately, you can't get out of that situation.
Gonna hold the meter though. That's been all of Toast resources. So let's see if they get an opportunity to turn the tides into their favors. Art does have all of the resources necessary. Doesn't get a full combo there. CS sees the situation accurately and gets a punish.
There we go. 3Ds out. Doesn't want to have to hold any Mika missile or tornado. Utilizing the safest option against those. And Toast just needed one more quick confirm like that to take game number 1. And once again, we're back in loser semis, so this is our last 2 out of 3 game for the night. So not as much, no download time, no rooms to, you know, try to figure it out as much. It's all make or break for you. So Art rocking with that early 6 speed, knowing that they have to keep that aggression going up hot if they want to make this comeback.
Yeah, gonna get the first main hit here. Didn't get to see too much from Art in terms of being able to get that Mika pressure going along. Good timing on the force function though, and the dive not gonna hit, but they're out of the corner.
Good blocks from Art so far. Fortunate that you went for throw right there's Toast, just one layer ahead. Now gonna be looping you back into the bubble bobble dimension one more time.
I'm out.
I'm out, and then I'm back in.
I don't mind that too much. It's like 100 for 100, right? Like, yeah. I'm just gonna negate your meter usage too.
And it also side swaps technically, so you're in screen positioning that's favored towards you. Yeah, that's pretty good. That's pretty good.
I'll take it.
And if they try to engage with you, they get put into the Mika missile blunder, which is where you don't want to be. So, yeah.
Bubbles, yep. Just lets that one just have Art just run into it. And once again, this is what I love about Toast's play. The patience usually pays out dividends.
You're seeing it just like that once again. Cycle still continues to be in their favor.
Yeah. Got caught after. And that's going to be set point for Toast.
Yeah, another perfect on deck for them. We'll see if they can get that double perfect that they have been looking for since round 1, but Art has been known to do what they need to get out of these scarier situations. Let's try.
Yeah, this is a pretty bad situation now that Cycle is in Toast's favor. So has that meter, doesn't spend it just yet here. CS once again catches him on the way out, not a full combo, so a chance for Art, and stolen away at the last moment, wasn't able to get it going. Toast takes it 2-0.
Yeah. Excellent stuff from Toast right there to move on forward. And you know, it's interesting. Maybe Art was thinking that the Mika is also like a lack of familiarity because Toast has played more Gords through this, right? Since their last set where it did go into Toast's favor, that maybe that's like the mix-up they can get. But Toast taking it clean over Art through there, and now we'll be fighting the person that knocked them into losers in the first place.
Sco
gla.
you'll see what how things change, and as you mentioned before, the first to 3 also going to be a factor for both SCO and Toast. So let me ask you really quick, how do you know how Tekken's changed in this last season for their tournaments?
Oh, where it's loser semis is 3 out of 5 now?
Yeah, how do you feel about that?
I don't like hate it realistically. I try to think it through both lenses of like both the TO brain and the like player brain. I think as a player, like, obviously you want it, right? Like when you get to that point. I just don't know for how many tournaments it's actually like impacting results in a significant manner, right? Like that's just what I have to weigh is like because it definitely, from personal experience, it doesn't extend the top 8 length and a meaningful amount to like
exactly.
Be like, oh, we can't do it because of time, but like I'd like to look overall, like does this actually affect a proportionate amount of games that would make the change worth it? And for Tekken it might, but I don't know for Uni if it does.
Yeah, I'm just always interested in it because it's one of those things like I as a 2 out of 3 enjoyer, 3 out of 5 hater. True. It's the middle ground I'm willing to accept, and I've been quite okay with it as a Tekken player. So
I'm even willing to accept for big tournaments to make your whole top 8 3 out of 5, but like, you know, I think we're on the same page otherwise.
Yeah, makes sense. First to 3, as we were mentioning before, for this losers finals, Toast versus SCO, who's trying to get their comeback here, and the winner will be able to get their chance against both.
Yep. SCO wants to run back versus them, obviously, but Toast wants that first opportunity versus them. Quick little 2A check to see how they're wanting to stagger right there. It's a good read for Toast if they can recognize on that situation will be coming through. Delay the 2A after those plus frames. Excellent stuff.
That's one thing I do remember from their set before. Toast is extremely good at disarming their opponent's CS.
Does end up going into SCO's favor though right here with that great little delay tech right at the very end, and SCO finally putting blood on Toast after these last 3 rounds, basically taking no damage.
Yeah, cycle gonna turn over. I like Toast not even trying for that cycle. Like, you're so in the lead that, like, do you want to throw tech and possibly lose like 3.5 and next hit kills? Like, just let him have cycle.
Yeah, it's even why you see them like go for the force function right there, because it's like, yeah, if I get hit with a DP punish, I'm still at 60% health. Like, and you only have a pixel. I'm at the right opportunity I want to be. Cycle, though, does go into SCO's favor. I think this is a big change from their previous set. SCO is doing a lot better of a job of fighting for those cycles against Toast. Yeah. Like, Toast is, as we've seen all the other games, pretty like dominant over control of the cycle right there. And SCO is usually one who's willing to give it up, but now being in control of it definitely makes something scarier like that, finding an opportunity to at least creeping edge out, and now you're back in the mid screen. It forces them to spend fish dive, which is not as good of a situation for where they want that bubble to be.
Yeah. Take the throw for SCO. Don't have to take too much damage in that situation, but finds a perfect timing. 2A there, that was awesome. No FF? I know it sucks, but you know.
I think it may have been too slow with the fuzzy mash right there to be able to hit. Because if SCO just does like 2A whiff, it may not have connected.
I really hope it does, man. That's too ass for a DP. Like, I want to see, like, if you see red mist, you should be able to punish them with your DP. Come on, bro.
It's not a DP, it's a reversal. That's what I keep telling people. It's different.
Okay, you're maybe not wrong. There's a limit to how, like, I think her DP being ass is funny, but like there's a limit. Like, it starts getting sad.
Well, it's power balancing. Sure. Bubble stays on tech, she can have a bad DP.
Okay, you know what? Fair. I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
Throw in the corner though. I mean, I'll take that too. Yeah, absolutely.
Every day of the week, that's what you want. Bubble 1, bubble 2. What are you gonna do?
Nice throw tech. Just backs away. Doesn't even bother with that situation. And Toast rolling pretty well right now.
Yeah, I definitely think like Toast Azumi as well as what a great confirm. Uh, is very good for them because I do see the reminiscence of their Hyde gameplay in this, where they were the amount of times that they were willing to play more of like a Claire Hyde, where they're just willing to like back off completely and be like, okay, I'm in control. What are you doing about it? And I think Azumi just fits that game plan so well for them.
Yeah, you know, to some degree, I feel like Hyde's gotten more and more aggro as time's gone along, right? And Azumi's maybe a little bit. Is a little less aggro. She can a little safer in her aggroness when she does get the time to approach.
Just before this, I saw Rurik was saying that Hyde is not a zookeeper, he is the gorilla. And I think Azumi does that zookeeper job a little bit better of like controlling people and really locking them down.
Yeah, there's a lot of things that cover space in a way that Hyde doesn't do. That do kind of cage people into the corner. And
speaking of being caged in the corner, though.
Yeah, no, really. There you go. Timing for the FF. Use the dive to get out of the corner as well.
Yeah.
And oh, perfect spacing and the kill. Toast gonna double their lead.
That's another habit that is I think is getting sco gla a lot is their willingness to CS at 200 meter. Like I know that you know it's phonon, you don't have like the reverse the guaranteed like 100 or the meterless reversal to get out of it, but I think the willingness to just do like geyser install instead of zero reversal while you have the CS to even back that up could be potentially be more beneficial, but it's always like it's the risk you have to take, right? But SCO has definitely lost opportunities for meter through some of these sets.
Yeah, whenever I see, maybe this is not one-to-one because as you mentioned before, there's not that like, screw it, I steal plus frames as easy, but like there's some characters where they'll throw out their plus frame situation before they CS, right? And that way they drop to 100 with CS, that technically leaves them with better options because if they want to CS the pressure sequence afterwards, then they get the meter back, and it's kind of like basically a free 100 meter that you just spent. Or I should say 75 because you'll be CS, but still.
Good shields right here though from Toast, trying to make sure that they can keep the cycle up even with this backdash that's coming through. A big grid break though will secure it for them.
Yeah, gonna be able to find that CS beforehand, a little bit of optimization to go into the final round with a little bit more meter.
Keeps those plus frames, but Azumi 5A, one of the greatest buttons to ever do it. Gonna be working out for them. Wonders being able to get that screen positioning they want. Double bubble time.
Yeah, tough situation to be in, but does get cycle here. Does get the opportunity. Yeah, you see Toast immediately as the cycle turns over, respects it, does get stripped though afterwards. VO, use the bubbles to create some space. Again, a great 2A timing.
Yeah, well, just having those anti-air shields being on point for SCO has been so important throughout this entire tournament. And this is what we talked about again and again. When SCO's got their back to the wall, they are at their strongest. It's Batman with prep time. So be able to see if they can find opportunities to close it out. But this is looking like a start that they could use.
Ooh, I don't know if it would have killed, but it would have put them very, very close, at least in throw kill range. And now we're going to need one more real hit. There it is.
Yeah,
good job.
Keeps the simple confirm right there, not trying to do anything crazy. Spends that 100 bar for the 3C. And it just runs up, but does get hit by the small fish.
Cycle gonna be around the corner though for SCO, so definitely can play for that first. Nice throw attack, that's gonna help. No, the reverse. The shield does get thrown afterwards though. Gonna lose some health on this throw combo, but has the cycle afterwards. We'll see what SCO can do with it.
Yeah, just pops it immediately, tries to once again use the sea fireballs as well just to clear out the bubbles as they're coming through. But the trade's going into SCO's favor, unfortunately not able to find the GameStop confirm that they're looking for.
Gets a run up throw once again. SCO's gonna be a little bit advantage there. Yep, gonna get the FF.
CS going into Toast's favor, cashing out immediately though, which is going to give SCO the opportunity to potentially get it back, but it's not going to matter if Toast is going to be able to kill you here, and that'll do it. Toast taking the set 3-0.
Yeah, good stuff. Toast gonna moving on to grand finals. that dash B, man, just very, very similarly to Wagner in the sense that you eat a block string, you're waiting for your moment to finally create some space, you hold 4, and then you get tripped up, and it just always catches you off guard. And a lot of the times, like, it's very hard for you to be willing to just hold 1 in that position because you don't want to give the opponent the easy opportunity to re-pressure, because like if you just hold 1 in that situation, Izumi gets to do like a micro dash 2B or something like that in order to reset pressure, and you want to get out of her effective range, which is very strong. So it's tough.
Yeah, and trying to find the opportunities to do the like safe things like dash block, or just like the being like, yeah, I'll be willing to commit to jumping out of the block string that kills me if I guess wrong.
Yeah.
Like, so it's a very it's always a hard situation, especially for a character like Phonon, to be able to get out of a lot of that. But sco gla did excellent work, just like 43 of y'all have done excellent work claiming those codes. Sorry, 44 of y'all have done excellent work claiming all those codes on the Maggiorino, !Maggiorino. We have 6 codes left remaining on here, and we are in our grand finals, so you know we still we can get them all out. We got 5. There's 5 left. I know there's 5 people that have Twitter accounts, at least, maybe 6. 4. We're counting down. It's like New Year's. But as we have those 4 codes, that's $1 left in that Maggiorino to claim. Get it out of there as we get in to our grand finals. Bolstruck on the winner side, Toast on the loser side. Zumi versus Nanase. Let's see what happens.
A little bit of momentum might change the way things go. We get a great whiff punish. Wow, that was like perfect in and out of that 5B.
That familiarity. Great 2A challenge from Bolstruck, recognizing that they don't have the good knockdown that Izumi really needs to like have a lot of her stuff pilot well.
CS, keep that pressure going. That's what I was mentioning before, right? Not spending super first. We go for CS and get some more meter, and that way we can stock that and maybe use it for damage or some other situation later on.
Toasta popping that Celestial, brings it to 200. Quick, bring that bubble out in to the 6-6B right there. Like you were saying earlier, just catching people out at those distances that they're not prepared for, and giving Toast the opportunity to regain control. Fish dive coming out, but Elfie says goodbye until the bubble comes out.
Great patience from Bolt. Yeah. Cycle turns over in their favor too.
Oh yes, great recognition of the CS right there, knowing that they'll want to try to green shield on the sword card follow-ups to get the guaranteed shield punish afterwards.
I don't know which side that hit on. It hit on the side that you lose on. Oh god, yeah. Grid throw break. Yep, 2.1 throw, and that's gonna be able to close it out.
Yeah, and this is the kind of stuff that Bolt has been looking for the entire tournament. This is a lot of the players, but so is Toast, right? These are 2 players that really are trying to catch people's green shield habits to punish them accordingly, because they know whoever has control of the cycle for the longer portion of the set is going to win. And it seems like a very obvious thing, but like for how these 2 players want to be playing, how they're willing to just commit spending this meter, it's what they need to be at most effective. So we'll see if I can continue up. Bolt, though, shielding out right now, gaining more of it. We'll have the cycle tick over for them as well. Gonna get thrown in the corner, though, so you're gonna have to spend this now or you might risk dying.
Yeah, I think Bolt may be weighing against that throw just because it's not gonna get him killed. And this time around, get able to, after that throw, get out of corner, side switch as well. Has cycle, has 200 meter. This is a great position.
In a similar year, like you're not seeing Toast go for these big committal options against throw because they know they have such a big life lead, not a lot of time left on the clock, that they're willing to take a combo and maybe like 2 throws here before it becomes pretty scary. 6-6C though with Celestial is like one of the best case scenarios for the Nanase player.
Throw tech in their favor, gonna use that cycle despite it being over halfway done. Might be giving that up just to sort of stabilize the position.
Get back that your way. Charge B fireball to clear out the bubble, but a CDP as soon as you come close will give round 1 to Boltstruck.
Yeah, I get that from Toast in the sense of like I need to, Bolt has a lot of momentum. He's playing really well, so I need to stabilize the moment. So using that CS like post half the cycle and kind of almost giving Bolt the cycle because, well, I mean it's not guaranteed, but obviously Bolt would have to stretch or Toast would have to stretch for it. Just made it a little bit harder. But I mean, Bolt's defense is what's causing that, right? Like he's been able to down back out of a lot of this pressure from Toast and weigh his options really well.
Yeah, and Toast, someone who we've like been historically saying is someone who's like pretty good at just like down backing out a lot of these situations. Bolt has been really giving them a run for their money on almost every single opportunity, constantly presenting an option to open them up, just like that once again.
Bolt's doing what you should do versus people who down back quite a bit is present them non-reaction mix-ups, right? Like doing stuff like that run up fireball into the throw bait, stuff that you literally just have to guess on, and yeah, sometimes you're going to be wrong, but like that way you're just giving yourself an opportunity, and Bolt's taking every chance he can. Yeah.
Toast already bringing up some of the layers on the mix-ups right there, just going for raw empty assaults in the mid-screen, trying to catch Bolt, going for anti-air shield. You saw ended up grid breaking them, which allows them to go into their favor, but a charged JC gonna work out wonders. It did eat a ground bounce earlier, so Bolt can't get the combo that they were looking for. They're gonna get grid broken after that green shield.
Okay, that worked out, but that could have been potentially really bad. Well, I guess the combo going to be really bad. Still grid broken though. 200 meter on Toast's side. Ooh, gets hit on the head, doesn't get the full combo. Still one more chance, and it's gone in an instant. Bolt doubles their lead, needs one more for the tournament.
Yeah, and Toast now has to figure out what they need to do to make this big comeback, because at this point, they have to win 6 games in a row, which is not an easy task at this stage of the tournament, with how much you've played. For, it's getting late at night. It's almost 11 p.m. for them on the East Coast. So we will have to see what happens. Tries to air, thinking Bolstruck's gonna go for like a back fireball in the round start. But Bolt staying calm, staying on the ground, finding the first hit.
Yeah, you see, these are kind of the situations where I'm talking about, where Bolt's recognizing that Toast is very content on down backing, so he just rebuys and just the guys to go for a non-reaction mix-up. Like, you just have to eat the 50-50, and sometimes I'm right, sometimes I'm not. But the issue is more the rebuy than guessing right.
Yes. Yeah, trying to find those opportunities where, like, you can challenge on the rebuy to not be forced back into that situation.
Yeah.
Is I think the things that Toast is really looking for.
Yeah, and that's the other thing, is that Bolt is mixing up that timing really well, right? Nanase's decent run speed and also good range makes it hard for you to sort of figure out when she's going to run up all the way, when she's going to run up press button. Those things are tough.
Yeah. This is really the battle of like 2 seasoned undernight players, though, with that like deep like layer 13 that they've started the game on.
Yeah, back up bubble though. This is a good position. Just gets hit by raw dive. That's gonna be a good starter in terms of damage, and Toast is gonna get one more.
4K, and you're like a throw combo away from death, so you just have to be worried about everything that comes your way. Toast finally getting something on the board.
Yeah, that looked good. Feels good when your mix-ups work out, but definitely just earned it off those couple of hits. As Bolt, first one to get started, though, is still on tournament point here.
Yeah. You already see them just backing away, space 6-6B to guarantee the plus frames, but Toast now immediately re-challenging on the situations instead of just, like, waiting to see what you were going to do afterwards. That's kind of confidence. You need good air shield, but knowing that you're still plus, so it's not guaranteed to be your turn. EX Bubble to lock him down, so we have to spend 100 on Bolstruck's end.
Nice. That time you saw Toast going for that 2A, recognizing Bolstruck wants to go for a repressure, and they're looking good now. They do have the cycle, so they spend it on the mix, but Bolstruck finds that 2A.
Yeah, recognizing that the spacing on that was a little too high. CS was a little too early, so able to get that hit. What a 2A!
Yeah, that was really important. Just being able to create that space now, but Bolt trying to switch it up once again, catches the backdash, no full combo. C-Bubbles tries to stabilize the scramble, and Bolt jumps right over it for the kill of the CVOIW, and gonna take your week's BBB UNI2 bracket.
Yeah, kept it very basic. Just was like, okay, what's the opportunity that I need to put myself into three buttons to guarantee it? And Bolstruck found the way.
Yeah, maybe a little bit unfortunate for the way the set ends entirely, because it was just a good read on a scramble situation, but we saw Toast slowly making their way into that one. Might have changed if that adaptation happened a game earlier, but nonetheless, Bolt staying strong and is going to be taking your bracket today.
Yeah, but I think that's also a bit of a factor of Toast being knocked into losers a little bit earlier, right? Like not being you know, knocked into from winners finals, from winners semis. They had to play a couple extra games, and sometimes that fatigue can get to you, especially on these like weekday tournaments. You gotta go to work tomorrow.
It's definitely a big factor, especially in a game like Uni, where it's a pretty mentally intensive game, I would say. Yeah, it can weigh on you.
How many of these games went to 20 seconds or less over the course of the night? Yeah. Like there's a lot that's going on right there, but there's not a lot of Matcherino codes. ! Matcherino, 3 codes left. Please, I'm begging you at this point. I'm on my hands and knees.
Stream doesn't go off until you guys clean it.
That's right. We're protesting. We're keeping Boston Blue Beat around until no.
You heard that, streamer? We're staying here forever until those get cleared. I thought I was gonna get shot. Instead, they agreed with me, so they called my bluff. I'm sorry.
You thought you were gonna get shot, but you got handed the gun.
Yeah. Like, nah, you're right. I was like, I didn't think I'd get this far.
All right. Yeah, so that should be it for us here at Boston Blue Beat. I've had a wonderful time, as always. Always good yapping on the mic with my fellow West Coast representative, Sammy Fish.
Let's go.
West Coast, best coast. Woo, 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 woo.
We'll show up. We'll take your tournament. It's okay.
Yeah. But we'll be raiding Lid, who's streaming right now. I think they're streaming some grid break practice.
Ooh,
and probably some TFT later, because that's been their docket in the box boot camp that they're in as well. But a lot of great undernight action happening currently right now. Some coaching sessions going through some of that YouTube content. So please give them the love, and we'll be seeing you all next time on Boston Blue Beat.
Take it easy.